Chapter 519. Su Yun quickly drove away from the Dragon Brigade HQ before he opened the note in his hand. It was the note that Du Wen had given him when they shook hands. Du Wen was a straightforward person. Otherwise, Wang Yi wouldn't have kept him by his side. Du Wen wasn't someone who liked to play dirty tricks. There must be a reason why he did this today. Just as Su Yun expected, the note Du Wen gave him contained a line of words. Tonight at 9:30 p.m., at the Suhi bar closest to HQ. I've booked a table for you and Lieutenant General Wang Yi. Be there or be square. Su Yun was instantly touched by Du Wen's thoughtfulness. He knew that Wang Yi definitely had a lot to say to him. After all, the two of them hadn't seen each other for a long time. However, due to the rules of the army, Wang Yi couldn't keep Su Yun at HQ for too long. Therefore, Du Wen arranged a table for them at the bar. As for why he would write it on a slip of paper and secretly give it to Su Yun, it was because he was afraid that the moment he opened his mouth, the group of bastards from Dragon's Fury would hear it. If one of them heard it, he was afraid that tonight would be a big mistake for a collective violation of discipline. This group of people would definitely rather come back and be confined for 15 days, and sneak out to Suhi to have a few drinks with Su Yun. Du Wen had always been good to Su Yun. Su Yun had always kept that in mind. This time, Su Yun was really touched that he would do this. Sometimes, the relationship between two people wasn't based on how much they talked, but on small things like this. Even Qian Feng, who used to follow Su Yun around all day, probably didn't know that Wang Yi actually had a lot to say to Su Yun. Since Du Wen gave Su Yun this opportunity, Su Yun certainly wouldn't miss this opportunity to drink and chat with Wang Yi. He used to be confused about a lot of things, and it was Wang Yi who enlightened him. Although he would occasionally call him Wang Yi and Su Yun were father, master, comrade in arms, and brothers who had gone through life and death together. Su Yun's first dangerous overseas mission was brought by Wang Yi. People who had gone through life and death together had different feelings. If it wasn't for Wang Yi blocking a bullet for Su Yun with his body, Su Yun would probably still be playing chess with the King of Hell. Even if he had a strong body, he would still be in great danger when faced with a sniper who could kill him with a headshot. Su Yun owed Wang Yi not only a life, but also too much. Zhang Taisui had made the right choice to hand Su Yun over to Wang Yi. Fortunately, Wang Yi had trained him for so many years. Otherwise, he didn't know what kind of foppish person he would have become. Seeing Su Yun holding the note with a faint smile, Ruan Qingxuang and Qin Wan looked at each other. Ruan Qingxuang couldn't help but ask, "Do men pass notes?" "Love letter." Qin Wan said deliberately, "No way, Su Yun, I didn't expect you to have such a hobby. Are you gay? You're good. I didn't see it before. You can even subdue such a heavy taste. I admire you." Su Yun was in a good mood, so he didn't argue with Qin Wan. We won't go back today. Since we're in Yanjing, let's have fun. Sister Shuang, you haven't been to Yanjing before, right? Well, it was the first time. Ruan Qingxuang nodded. She really wanted to have fun for a day, but she was worried that Qin Wan would delay her work, so she asked, "How about Wan? Have you been here before? If you have, then let's not have fun. There will be plenty of opportunities in the future." Qin Wan knew that Ruan Qingxuang was careful, so even if she had been here when she was in elementary school, she denied it. "No, I haven't been here before. Now is a chance. Su Yun is considered half a local, so we have to let him do his part as a host." Ruan Qingxuang was in a good mood. "Really? That's great. Then let's have fun for a day?" "Of course." "It's getting late," Su Yun said. "I'll take you to eat the most authentic roast duck first, and then we'll go wherever you want to play." "I'll definitely do my duty as a host. I'm too familiar with places like Yanjing. In short, if you want to eat or drink, if you want to see ancient buildings or natural scenery, you can count on me." As a man, he had to be so straightforward. The day trip to Yanjing was in full swing under Su Yun's lead. At this moment, the Divine Dragon team was so solemn that there was no sound at all. The atmosphere was so stifling that it made it hard for people to breathe. Once it involved the Japanese, everyone in the Divine Dragon team gritted their teeth in hatred. This was an old feud. It wasn't just the invasion of their ancestors. There was also the fact that Su Yun's previous captain had gone missing while carrying out a mission in Japan. This had always been a taboo for the Dragon Brigade. No one dared to talk about it. For every member of the Dragon Brigade, especially every member of the Dragon Fury team, this kind of grief was an invisible pressure. Anyone could guess that his disappearance must be related to a secret organization in Japan. It was impossible for ordinary people to trap him. Once he was trapped, he must have gone through all kinds of torture. The Japanese definitely wanted to know the secrets of Hua Xia's Dragon Brigade. However, no one in the Dragon Brigade was a coward. They would rather die in the 18 levels of hell than betray the organization. Therefore, there were many things that made people fantasize. The Japanese's secret department did not manage to find any information about the Dragon Brigade. This meant that the captain of the Dragon Fury team had endured all the torture. The Japanese were cruel and merciless. There was nothing they could not think of. They might even use cruel torture like sawing off the spine and filling it with lead. In short, after that, the person disappeared completely. Every time they thought about this, the atmosphere in the Dragon Brigade would become like this. This time, it was the Japanese who wanted to cause trouble again. This caused the soldiers to feel a heart-wrenching hatred. They wanted nothing more than to arm themselves and go to Japan to wipe out the entire cabinet. The news brought back by the main force made everyone clench their fists. The ships of the Japanese self-defense forces actually dared to provoke China so brazenly. The Japanese were just relying on the fact that they had the support of their godfather country. This time, the Dragon Brigade made everyone prepare for battle so that they could go out and meet the enemy at any time. As long as the Japanese self-defense force dared to violate their principles, the Dragon Brigade soldiers would attack with all their might. They could not be soft-hearted towards the enemy. The Japanese were like a snake. Even if a farmer was kind enough to warm it up, it would still bite the farmer when it woke up. Therefore, even if the Japanese's godfather country supported it, it would not help it wholeheartedly. It was only for its own benefit. Level 1 combat readiness was no joke. Therefore, no matter how much Wang Yi wished that he could go and have a drink with Su Yun, he could only retract his thoughts. It was even impossible for him to send someone to inform Su Yun about this. This was a state secret. According to the rules, Su Yun had already left the Dragon Brigade. Therefore, he had no right to know. At this point, Du-Wen also knew that he had done something bad out of kindness. He only hoped that Su Yun would not blame Wang Yi for not being able to meet him today. He could only blame him. It was all his own fault. The night in Yanjing was beautiful. There were tall buildings everywhere and the lights were waning. Ruan Qingxuang couldn't help but sigh. The night was even more beautiful than Shenzhen. She was born in a small village. Even if she wanted to make a name for herself, she could only make it to a small county like Hadong City. There was a time when she didn't dare to think that she would have the chance to go to Yanjing or Shenzhen. But now, she was in charge of one of the most luxurious hotels in Shenzhen, Xingkai Hotel. She was staying in Shenzhen. What made it even more like a dream was that the first time she came to Yanjing, she came to a place that no ordinary person could enter in their lifetime. After the three of them had dinner, Su Yun drove them to Su He Ba. He didn't choose this place because of the good environment or because there were many beauties here. It was because it was the closest bar to the Dragon Brigade headquarters. Therefore, the brothers would occasionally come here when they wanted to relax. Du-Wen chose this place because he didn't know that there were other places. He had only been here before, so he could only book this place. You really came to a bar. In Shenzhen, you already have the bar on the 88th floor of Xingkai Hotel. How can you still drink the foreign wine in a bar? Qin Wan was speechless. I thought your taste would definitely grow to the point where it's either Lafite or Latour. Look at it now, it's still the same. Can you get away with Chivas or Jack Daniels? Su Yun snorted. The private room is already booked. There must be a minimum cost. We are here to have fun. If we want to have fun, then we should have fun. At least we should drink Hennessy VSOP, right? If you want to drink Chivas, Then let's drink for 18 years. Today's on me. You guys can drink as much as you want. I'll pay. Why did he ask you to meet at this place? Ruan Qingxuang said, there are so many rules in the army. Drinking is also a mistake, right? Why don't you find a cafe? It's all so quiet. Su Yun grinned. I really don't know. If I had to guess, I suspect that this is the only place he knows and the only place he has been to. To the people in our team, this place is a landmark. Besides, I've already been fired. What's there to break the rules? Wang Yi is our chief. Who dares to stop him from drinking? Qin Wan rolled her eyes. So corrupt. Who are you talking about? We are paying for this out of our own pocket, not using the government's money. Su Yun glared. Don't splash dirty water on my Shizuan. He is the most annoyed by this kind of thing. Be careful with what you say today, Lieutenant General. This is not a joke. This is a military rank that was earned through meritorious service. It's definitely not something that those people from the top get because of their connections. The three of them walked in while talking. After Su Yun mentioned Du Wen's name to the waiter, he was quickly taken to a corner with a very comfortable position and view. First, 2 bottles of Hennessy VOSP, 2 bottles of Chivas 18 years old, 6 to 8 bottles of that Red Bull Pulse, freshly squeezed mango juice, freshly squeezed orange juice, and whatever snacks, and fruit platter. Just look at them. Su Yun straightforwardly ordered the things. This kind of private room definitely had a minimum cost. The things he ordered were really not much in such a big place like Yanjing. Some of the nouveau riche second generations would drink here, and they would directly compare bottles with the royal salute. Sometimes, the cost of such a table would exceed 6 figures. Su Yun's things were at most a few thousand yuan. Chapter 520. Ruan Qingxuang sat upright, and Qin Wan looked around in boredom. There's nothing to see in this chain of bars. It's the same everywhere in the country. Why did you bring us here to drink? Su Yun glanced at Qin Wan. Didn't you take Sister Shuang to the bar in Hadong? I thought you liked the atmosphere here. So I invited you here to drink. Sister Shuang said before she came that she would be the driver and would only drink juice. Su Yun, you brought me here to mock me, didn't you? I only took Sister Shuang there once, and we ran into bastards because we were too beautiful. Qin Wan was not convinced. It was purely an accident. Don't make insinuations. It's boring. You know I'm making insinuations? You know that you and Sister Shuang are too beautiful to attract bees and butterflies. Then don't do stupid things. As a police officer, you can only show off in front of small gangsters. If you really meet big gangsters, they won't fall for your trick. Su Yun said lightly. Ruan Qingxuang smiled and said, well, it's just going to the bar. If I didn't want to go, do you think Wan would force me to go? It's my fault. Don't always talk about Wan. Su Yun smiled and shook his head. He didn't have to make things difficult for Qin Wan. If something happened to Qin Wan, he was also worried. But Wan more or less had some self-defense ability, while Ruan Qingxuang didn't have any. Soon, the waiter brought all the drinks, fruits, and snacks that Su Yun had ordered. Ruan Qingxuang asked, why hasn't your teacher come yet? Maybe something happened in the team and he needed to deal with it. Otherwise, he would have come long ago. Su Yun said, he's a very punctual person. Don't worry about that. After that, Su Yun opened a bottle of wine and looked up at Qin Wan. What? You want to get drunk with me today? Qin Wan clicked her tongue and said, come on, who's afraid of who? Wang Yi was not an outsider, and this was not a dinner party. There was no need to wait too long. Su Yun and Qin Wan began to drink. Qin Wan drank 3 glasses and started to talk a lot. Sister Frost, you can't drink today. This wine is quite strong. You have to stay sober. Otherwise, I'm afraid that Su Yun will have sex with us. Ruan Qingxuang blushed because of Qin Wan sudden words. What was this girl thinking in her head? Su Yun really wanted to kill himself. Qin Wan, what kind of person do you think I am? Even if I wanted 2 swallows, I wouldn't use such a despicable method. Getting a girl drunk is too wretched. Do you think I'm Brother Zhong Rui? I'm not as tasteless as him. There's no need to say more about what kind of person I am. Qin Wan spat. You really think too highly of yourself. Come on, let's continue. I don't believe that I can't get you drunk today. After a bottle of Hennessy was finished, Qin Wan began to shake her head. If she only drank without any drinks, she really couldn't hold on. An hour had passed. Su Yun was a little confused. Since they had made an appointment, there was no reason for Wang Yi not to come. Even if he really had something to do, he should have let Du Wen, who arranged this matter, come and tell him. Or even Du Wen didn't have time. Then he could just find a brother in the Dragon Fury team to inform him. It wouldn't waste much time. But now there was no news at all. Would Wang Yi come or not? Su Yun didn't want to think about the worst, so he was ready to wait. At this time, Qin Wan received a call from Shen Jiang. Because she didn't even ask for leave this time, she needed to go back to the police station to close the big heroin case, and she had to go to the police station tomorrow morning. Qin Wan was stunned. Wasn't it too sudden? At this time, the high-speed train had already stopped running. Because of the weather, there were no flights. Ruan Qingshuang could only take on the responsibility. Then we won't stay in Yanjing today. Anyway, we'll have a chance to play in the future. I'll drive tonight, you two sit. Can you drive through the night? Qin Wan was a little worried. Although there are few high-speed cars at this time, the speed is very fast. After all, it's not completely monitored. People who are familiar with the road dare to drive at 200 miles per hour in places where there are no cameras. Ruan Qingshuang nodded. Of course, no problem. With you and Su Yun in the car, I will be careful. Su Yun frowned. I'm afraid I can't leave. Why? Ruan Qingshuang was stunned. Qin Wan also widened her eyes. Aren't you fine now? Your leader has already ordered you to leave. Are you still reluctant to leave your childhood sweetheart, Dr. Yu? Ruan Qingshuang was also brought to this topic by Qin Wan-er's words. So you're going to say goodbye to Dr. Yu. But Wan-er's work is urgent. Aren't you very supportive of her heroin case this time? I think even if we go back, we can call Dr. Yu to explain. She will definitely understand. Su Yun breathed a long sigh of relief. I'm not talking about you, Maren. I'm talking about my old master. He is a man of his word. There must be a reason why he didn't come to see me today. I don't know why, but I have a bad feeling in my heart. I feel that something is going to happen. My sixth sense is telling me to stay. Ruan Qingshuang and Qin Wan looked at each other. Su Yun's expression didn't show any intention of joking. Well, you stay here. I'll drive Wan back. Ruan Qingshuang made a decision with the fastest speed. She didn't want to drag Su Yun down, and she didn't want Qin Wan to delay her work. Her decision was right. Even if Qin Wan was fine at work, Su Yun, who felt a little uneasy at the moment, would find a way to let them leave. Because in this case, Su Yun couldn't take care of them at all. On the contrary, if Ruan Qingshuang and Qin Wan returned to Shenzhen, at least with Qin Wan's identity, no one would dare to provoke her and Ruan Qingshuang. Okay. Su Yun nodded. Since he had decided, then this was the arrangement. Sister Shuang, you must be careful on the road. Although the highway seems to be easy to drive, it is actually more dangerous, especially at night. When you return to Shenzhen, remember to tell me that you are safe. Ruan Qingshuang nodded. Don't worry. Qin Wan also stood up and prepared to leave. Then you be careful. This is Yanjing. I can't protect you. Don't cause trouble and get arrested by the police. Don't worry. Yanjing is a small place. I know it well. Su Yun smiled. Let's go. I'll walk you out. After getting up, Su Yun waved his hand to call a waiter. He took out 30 yuan from his pocket and put it in his hand. "Help me look after the drinks. I'll be right back." The waiter smiled. "Okay. Brother, don't worry. I promise to stand here and not leave." Although 30 yuan was not a lot, it could guarantee that the drinks would not be stolen or drugged. Some things were too complicated. Spending more money would be like buying a reassurance. Su Yun stood up and walked Ruan Qingxuang and Qin Wan out of the bar. The car was parked in the parking space on the left side of the bar. Su Yun reminded Qin Wan again. "You'd better not fall asleep. You'll affect the driver. We've been playing for a whole day. Of course, you'll be tired. Be careful. Remind Sister Shuang not to fall asleep." Qin Wan nodded. "I won't fall asleep. I'll chat with Sister Shuang all the way to Shenzhen." Ruan Qingxuang smiled faintly. These two guys were really too much. They actually did not believe in her driving skills. After all, she had driven a 5-meter-long commercial vehicle in the most crowded urban area of Hadong. She was not as bad as they said, right? "Yo, brother, you're not bad. You got 2 girls at once. And they're both so good." Suddenly, a cheeky voice came from behind the 3 of them. Su Yun turned around and saw a few foppish guys. There were a lot of foppish guys in Yanjing Circle. After all, this was the city where most officials and businessmen gathered. So, the second generation was more powerful and rich than the other. Qin Wan looked at the young men and didn't have time to pay attention to them. She said to Ruan Qingxuang, "Sister Shuang, let's get in the car first." "Beauty, don't. A Qian is enough to get you 2? Our value is too low, isn't it?" Those who dream of having car sex with the tall, rich, and handsome men in the Qian are all vulgar. "You two are different. You two are extraordinary," the leading young man teased. His clothes were absolutely dazzling. He had a Patek Philippe worth hundreds of thousands on his wrist, artificial leather shoes worth hundreds of thousands on his feet, and Hermes around his waist. A follower behind the foppish young man smiled and said, "My brother drives a Ferrari. Beauty, do me the honor and have a drink with us. My brother has been paying attention to you for a long time." "Get out!" Qin Wan angrily shouted and smashed into his face. Seeing such a hot-tempered girl, the foppish young man was obviously more interested. Qin Wan's scolding seemed to have aroused his fighting spirit. The foppish young man glanced at Su Yun and said, "Brother, we are all in the Yanjing Circle. We will see each other often. I am Fu Tian from the BBA Supercar Club. Let's be friends today. If you need help in the future, I will definitely help you." "Be friends with me?" Su Yun smiled and said, "Let's talk about the conditions. I'm not a good gay friend. I'm a straightforward person. The reason why I'm friends with you, bro, is because of these 2 girls." The foppish young man Fu Tian raised his eyebrows and smiled. "Everyone likes a fresh feeling. Sharing resources, hee. What do you think?" Su Yun nodded and thought, "Oh, this grandson is quite interesting. Sharing resources? He is obviously looking for trouble." Sure enough, when the foppish young man approached Qin Wan could not bear it anymore. She kicked Fu Tian to the ground. His scream tore through the night sky. Qin Wan's kick was really fierce. Seeing this, the foppish young man's followers all rubbed their hands and were ready to fight. But at this level, Su Yun could deal with them with one hand with his eyes closed. Su Yun calmly watched Qin Wan drive away. Su Yun pointed at the license plate number in the distance and said to Fu Tian, "She is not a girl in the Yanjing Circle. Next time when you want to cause trouble, look at her carefully." "Grandson, if you have the guts, tell me who you are. If I let you go, I will take your surname." Fu Tian covered his crotch and was still stubborn. This was probably the most incomprehensible thing about this group of rich second generations. Where did they get the courage to challenge others? Su Yun pointed at the bar behind him and said, "I am here today. If you want revenge, I will wait for you." Chapter 521. Su Yun returned to the bar again. The waiter who took the 30 yuan tip had been guarding the table for Su Yun. When he saw Su Yun come back, he still greeted him with a smile. "Brother, you're back. I haven't left. Everything is fine for you to see. Just now, there was something that sister asked me to give you." After that, the waiter handed a necklace in his hand to Su Yun. When Su Yun saw the necklace, he was instantly stunned. He really didn't expect to meet her in this place. "Where is she?" Su Yun asked hurriedly. At the same time, he didn't forget to give the waiter some tips. It was really worth it to ask this brother to guard the table. The waiter took the money and pointed to a private room in the corner of the bar happily. Su Yun's gaze followed the direction of the finger, but he didn't see any familiar figure. Seeing Su Yun's expression, the waiter didn't care about how easy it was to earn money. He looked up and was also dumbfounded. The super beauty was still there. How could she disappear in the blink of an eye? Just when Su Yun and the waiter were both puzzled, Su Yun suddenly felt a cold wind from behind. No, it should be called a warm wind because there was no killing intent at all. It was all slowly warm. Two super elastic and invincible gentleness directly melted Su Yun's entire back. "Guess who I am? Ha ha ha. Stinky Su Yun, you actually dare to play with me and suddenly disappear. Do you still want to live? Don't you know that I hate it when people play with me?" The bell-like voice made Su Yun's heart go numb. It was a combination of Ling Jiling's coquettishness, Zhuo Meiyan's charm, Ruan Qingxuang's gentleness, and Tang Jiu's caution. The waiter was so scared that he almost knocked over the wine glass on the table. When he saw the beauty suddenly appear, he patted his chest, bowed, and left with a smile. Su Yun's neck was strangled. He covered his eyes and sat down on the sofa in the private room. Sigh, it seemed that he really shouldn't have wandered around Yanjing. Now he was in trouble. One had to know that this girl was the famous female devil Lin Xuero. As for why Su Yun knew her, he could only blame her father, Big Boss Lin, who sponsored the Dragon Brigade tens of millions every year. Big Boss Lin offended someone in the foreign trade business. He was targeted and hired someone to go to the university to date his daughter Lin Xuero. Then he wanted to use this method to take revenge on him. This method was quite despicable. Big Boss Lin didn't want his daughter to know, but he couldn't directly send bodyguards to the university to deal with the other party's people. After all, the other party was in the dark. Just when Big Boss Lin was at his wit's end, he thought of Wang Yi. After all, Big Boss Lin was Wang Yi's first member of the Special Forces. When such a big thing happened, naturally he would look for Wang Yi first. Big Boss Lin retired from the army because he was seriously injured during a mission and completely lost his cultivation. Therefore, Wang Yi had to help him with this matter. To be honest, this wasn't a big deal. He just needed to find someone in the team to enter the university and pursue Lin Xuero first. This way, the other party wouldn't have a chance. Then he would slowly find out who the other party was. It wouldn't be too late to teach them a lesson. In the face of Big Boss Lin's idea, Wang Yi didn't dare to agree. He actually came to the army to find a young man to pursue his daughter. Perhaps only a weirdo like Dragon's Fury could think of such a thing. Let's not talk about whether Wang Yi agreed or not. Big Boss Lin came to the army to pick someone. After some consideration, he finally took a fancy to Su Yun. He felt that this young man was spirited and would definitely win the heart of his unruly daughter. As long as he could get his precious daughter, he even said that he would give Su Yun 20% of the shares of Lin's Solid Wood Home Furnishings. This was such a tempting offer. Lin's Solid Wood Home Furnishings could be said to be one of the most awesome solid wood home furnishings in Huaxia. Let's not talk about the terrifying fixed assets and the like. In the flagship store in Beijing, there were no less than 50 sofas that cost 300,000 yuan per set. This was strength. However, when Big Boss Lin chose Su Yun refused without hesitation at that time, saying that it was too boring and he really couldn't do it. Big Boss Lin didn't want to force people, so he could only reluctantly give up. Later, Wang Yi arranged for Qian Feng to do this, but this guy was so stupid that he didn't catch up with Lin Xuero. Instead, he was so annoyed by Lin Roxue that he wanted to die. If this matter was passed to Su Yun's ears, it would be terrible. This was related to the reputation of the Dragon Fury team members. If he couldn't even handle a little girl, then how could he, Soo-yoon, survive in society in the future? This matter must be done beautifully. It was true that Soo-yoon could take care of two people. When Big Boss Lin heard this, he was also very excited. He immediately went through the admission procedures for Soo-yoon. After Chen Feng was expelled, Soo-yoon took over. As a result, this matter developed so smoothly that Big Boss Lin almost fainted. The two held hands on the first day. On the second day, Lin Shuero took the initiative to kiss Soo-yoon's cheek. On the third day, she invited Soo-yoon to her home as a guest. After dinner, she pulled Soo-yoon back to her room and closed the door for more than 3 hours. Soo-yoon didn't leave the Lin family's house until 11 o'clock. Therefore, Big Boss Lin always suspected that Soo-yoon had dealt with his daughter. In this way, Lin Shuero and Soo-yoon got to know each other and then got together. During the whole process, Soo-yoon never said anything like, "I want to pursue you," or "I like you," so that he could leave unscathed after the mission was completed. After 3 months of investigation, Big Boss Lin finally determined the enemy who wanted to plot against him, and then the matter was resolved. The mission was over, but it was difficult for Soo-yoon to get away. Big Boss Lin actually asked him to continue to be Lin Shuero's personal bodyguard. This matter was a bit of a scam. At least, Soo-yoon thought so. He felt that Big Boss Lin's original purpose was not to find the enemy, but to find a husband for his daughter. Wang Yi felt sorry for losing face, so he could only let Soo-yoon continue to be wronged for a while. Moreover, being a bodyguard for a beauty was not wronged at all. It made everyone feel that this was a good thing. If he didn't have the ability, he wouldn't be able to do it. However, Soo-yoon couldn't stand this kind of love all day long, especially this group of students in the school who loved each other all day long. Just because Soo-yoon was close to Lin Shuero, he got himself into a lot of trouble. It wasn't that the senior didn't like him, it was that the junior wanted to challenge his prestige. Some rich and powerful hedonistic sons even spent money to hire people from the society to deal with Soo-yoon. It was all because Soo-yoon was too close to Lin Shuero. However, the more this group of bastards treated Soo-yoon like this, the more Soo-yoon wanted to piss them off. Soo-yoon was not careless. He fooled around with Lin Shuero all day long. Many tall, rich, and handsome men were mad with anger, and many little otakus were envious to death. It was completely against the heavens. No, it should be said that it was against the heavens. The longer the matter was delayed, the more Lin Shuero couldn't leave Soo-yoon. In the end, if it wasn't for that urgent mission, Soo-yoon wouldn't have suddenly disappeared. Then, in this urgent mission, Soo-yoon's Dragon's Fury Special Warfare Team was betrayed by the senior police officer in the process of the mission, which led to an extremely critical moment. The enemy even mobilized helicopters to deal with them, which led to the death of Een Long, which led to the outbreak of Soo-yoon's inner demon and almost killing the senior police officer. Finally, the whole thing ended with him being expelled from the Dragon Brigade. Since the outbreak of Soo-yoon's inner demon, he didn't want to think about the past, so he never recalled Lin Shuero's matter. Today, he suddenly encountered Lin Shuero, which made him a little confused. What Soo-yoon didn't expect was that Lin Shuero didn't get angry, but took the initiative to come forward and joke with him. If it was a normal woman, she would probably have rushed forward and slapped him twice just now, and then asked who Ruan Qingxuang and Qin Wan were. Lin Shuero looked at Soo-yoon with a smile, and suddenly reached out and stroked Soo-yoon's cheek. "Why did you lose weight again? It must have been hard for you during this period of time, right?" It's okay." Soo-yoon felt a little guilty, and didn't know how to face Lin Shuero. Now that she was treating him so gently, he was really flattered. "Why are you here?" Lin Shuero smiled. "My sister said that she saw you on the road today, driving with 2 girls, so she followed you all the way and then informed me. I mobilized all my sisters to help track you down. I know you're not an ordinary person, so I was afraid that it would be too easy to find out if I followed you alone." Soo-yoon sucked in a breath of cold air. He really admitted that he didn't notice that he was being followed at all. After all, if a group of women followed him at different times, he really couldn't feel any murderous aura or long hidden breath. He didn't expect that after so many years, he would fall into the hands of a little girl. Then don't you plan to ask me what the two girls do? Su Yun was a little regretful after saying that. Wasn't he looking for trouble? She hadn't even asked, and he wanted to take the initiative to confess? Lin Xuero shook her head. I know you must be on some secret mission. I won't force you to talk nonsense. Damn, who told you that I'm on a secret mission? Su Yun's forehead was covered in cold sweat. What mission? You arranged it for me? What are you talking about, Xuero? I haven't seen you for a long time. Why do I feel that your IQ has dropped? Lin Xuero glared at him. You're the one whose IQ has dropped. What are you talking about? Don't think that I don't know. My dad already told me that you're not ordinary people. I know that you won't talk nonsense when you're on a mission. Don't worry, I won't ask too much. Pfft. Su Yun almost choked himself to death with a mouthful of salt soda. What is this boss Lin doing? Your dad is from that place after all. He doesn't even care about the confidentiality agreement. He wouldn't tell you everything, right? Looks like I guessed right. I was just saying it casually. Lin Xuero said, but looking at your reaction, you really do seem to have some secret mission. Is there anything that I can help you with? Don't worry, I have so many sisters. Suddenly, 7 or 8 girls appeared in the empty corner and waved at Su Yun. Su Yun's head was about to explode. I say, do you know magic? There's someone here just because you said so. Fine, I give up. I haven't seen you for a long time. If you're not afraid that someone will come looking for trouble and can't leave like me, then sit down and have a drink? Lin Xuero nodded excitedly. Of course I'll wait for you. I'm not afraid of trouble. Are you on some secret mission? What are you doing? Is someone coming later? You'll know later. Su Yun didn't have the strength to explain. If there's a fight later, don't splash my blood all over you. Chapter 522. However, Lin Xuero thought about it again. The members of the Special Forces had to be responsible for the interests of the people. How could they choose to fight in a bar with so many people? This didn't make sense. Su Yun, you're fooling me again, right? You ordered so many bottles of wine. It's obvious that you're out drinking with your friends. Previously, the 2 girls talked with you for about an hour. Only one of them drank, and the other one didn't even touch a glass of wine. Obviously, she wanted to keep a clear head. Humph, are you helping someone? The girl who drank was the client, right? And the one who didn't drink was sent by you to take care of the client. Miss Lin, your imagination is really too rich, so rich that it makes me prostrate myself in admiration. Su Yun shook his head helplessly. Forget it, if you want to sit, then sit. Also, ask your sisters to come over, don't stick your neck out and look over there. Don't you feel tired? I am not an alien, do you have to be so curious? Of course, these sisters of mine haven't even seen you before. Of course you're very attractive. Lin Xuero said, just now you were alone with those 2 beauties. You were as dazzling as you wanted to be. TSK, you think I don't know? You don't know how many people will be jealous of you. In the future, don't bring beauties to the bar to show off. You are not afraid of getting into trouble. After that, Lin Xuero waved her hand, and her 7 or 8 sisters immediately stood up, as if the long-awaited signal had finally sounded. They all got up and walked over, quickly came to the private room where Su Yun was, and completely surrounded Su Yun. It was really terrible. Hee hee. Su Yun Kai laughed dryly. Just now, when he brought 2 beauties, Lin Xuero said that he would be envied by others. Now, she directly called over 7 or 8 beauties for him. Although not all of them were as beautiful as fairies, at the very least, their makeup made people want to look at them. This time, Su Yun Kai was even more eye-catching. In the entire bar, there was no man who could be as lucky as him. Lin Xuero's group of sisters weren't pure either. They were the kind of people who had never seen such a scene before, so they were all quite generous. The most proactive one was Li Na with her permed hair. She directly wanted to sit on Su Yun's lap, which startled Su Yun so much that she quickly dodged. He, I know our Shuero has good taste. The boyfriend she found is not a playboy like Bobo's boyfriend. Lena smiled beautifully as she sat beside Su Yun. This is the first time we have met, we have to drink more later. Su Yun didn't say anything, but he didn't tacitly agree. Why did she suddenly say that he was Lin Shuero's boyfriend? Lin Shuero was too magnanimous. When he left, she didn't say anything. If a normal person saw him again, they would definitely scold him, a big liar, to death, right? However, it should not be that serious. After all, Su Yun did not do anything to Lin Shuero, and it was not considered as cheating her feelings and her body. It was just following her father's request to control her so that she would not be chased by other people with ulterior motives. However, Lin Shuero's reaction was too calm, as if she had not seen Su Yun for a few days. One must know that this matter had already passed for a year. As for this boyfriend, Su Yun really did not admit this title. Bobo was a girl with short hair. Of course I can't be compared to Shuero. What kind of joke are you making of me? Your boyfriend is friendly. Your boyfriend is tall, rich, and handsome, okay? Who was it yesterday? Her boyfriend drank too much at the KTV and hugged the princess in the private room? Didn't we agree not to mention this? Bobo, aren't you rubbing salt on Lena's wound? Hearing Bobo's words, someone spoke up to help Lena out. Lena, on the other hand, was open-minded. That kind of trash. He even took advantage of the princess in the private room to say, I don't even fancy him. If you want a woman, spend money to find a prostitute. He touched the princess in the private room and did not even pay. I threw away this kind of tasteless person on the spot. Really? Bobo said in surprise. Su Yun frowned slightly. Lin Shuero could see that Su Yun did not like this topic, so she directly said, Okay, stop talking nonsense, come, drink, I'm happy today, it's my treat, drink as much as you want. Su Yun replied faintly, This is my party, how can I let you treat me? After saying that, he waved at the waiter standing not far away. The waiter ran to Su Yun eagerly. Brother, do you have any other orders? Please say. Ask them what they want to drink, whatever they want to drink. Just serve it to them, make sure they are full. Su Yun, it was not hard to see, Su Yun now had some weak emotions. Of course, this kind of emotion could only be felt by those who had interacted with him, otherwise, they would not be able to feel it. Lena and Bobo heard this and sighed, saying that Shuero's boyfriend was the real rich one. He even dared to say this. He was not afraid that they would order the most expensive wine in the bar. Of course, they would not cheat Lin Shuero like this. After all, they were good sisters with Lin Shuero, and they also knew that Lin Shuero was not playing around with Su Yun. Women could drink more than men. This was not a lie at all. These 7 or 8 women chatted and drank, and soon, the 7 or 8 bottles of foreign wine were emptied. No matter what whiskey or vodka, they did not hesitate at all, daring to drink anything. Su Yun also knew the reason why they were gathered here. It was because today was Lin Shuero's 22nd birthday. She chose this bar. The reason was so simple that it made Su Yun's heart tremble. Su Yun had brought her here once before, and also told her that girls should never go to a bar by themselves. Even if they wanted to come, they should come to this bar, because he was too familiar with the boss of this bar, so they could be at ease and come boldly. Even if someone wanted to touch her, they could just mention Su Yun's name to the boss, it would definitely be settled. Just when the group of people were drinking happily, Fu Tian, who tried to provoke Su Yun outside, suddenly came in with people. In just a blink of an eye, the private room Su Yun was in was surrounded by a group of young people. Su Yun was very calm, still holding a wine glass, leisurely strolling in the courtyard. Lin Shuero's little sisters were not calm. There were too many big shots. All of them were famous hedonistic sons of rich families in Beijing. Just the BBA Supercar Club alone, there were a few famous hedonistic sons of rich families, such as Fu Tian, Huang Xiaohan, Wu Xuqing, Gao Wanya, Nieli. These famous hedonistic sons of rich families all appeared. Perhaps as long as it was a girl, seeing so many tall, rich, and handsome men suddenly appear, they would be extremely shocked. Good brother, I said you were a talent. You really are a King talent. Not only did you pick up those 2 girls, you also prepared to turn this bar into your harem? After Fu Tian appeared, he heavily snorted. The kick that the girl gave him just now, he must find Su Yun to settle the account and get it back. Brother Tian, you're good. this place is not near the place we usually gather. How did you find it? I didn't expect the girls here to be so eye-catching." The corner of Gao Wanya's mouth raised, revealing a standard proud smile, and the girls here look like they are especially easy to pick up. Even a person who drives a Cayenne can be so popular. We all drive Ferraris. Lin Shuero obviously did not like this group of people interrupting her conversation with Su Yun. She slightly frowned, stood up, and glared at them, and said, "Who are you? Are you all crazy?" Fu Tian snorted. It was really strange today. All the girls he met were so angry. Did they eat the wrong medicine, or did their menstrual cycle mess up? Lina gently pulled Lin Shuero from behind, and whispered, "This is Fu Tian. This group of people are all from the BBA Supercar Club. They are all very rich." Back then, when Haitian Silver Gun Little Tyrant Li wanted to play with them, they did not bring him along. Nieli seemed to have heard Lina's words. He first laughed disdainfully, then said indifferently, "What is Li?" "Huh. You modified a 2005 BMW 325i to look like a BMW M3, and you want to sneak into our BBA Supercar Club? Haha, even if it is a real M3, it is only about $1 million in our club. It is only the entry level. Of course, we will not bring him along. This little brat is not big, but his temper is not small. He always thinks that his parents are very capable. He does not know that they are at most a wooden club. This is Beijing. Even if his face is swollen, he is still a third-rate playboy. It is normal that he does not deserve to play with us." Su Yun finally spoke. "Since even Haitian Silver Gun Little Tyrant is not worthy to play with you, then why do you want to play with me?" "Brother, with your ability, I know you are not an ordinary person, but let me make things clear. You should at least hand over the girl who kicked me, or else this is not over." Fu Tian insisted. "I can't take this lying down. Didn't I ask you to look at the license plate? It is Shen Jiang's car." "Su Yun, if you want to find the person, go to Shen Jiang." Seeing Su Yun's impatient look, Wu Shuqing, who had the worst temper, became angry and flipped out on the spot. "If you can't find the person, then you can only suffer a little today, kid. I left you some face, you are the one who did not want it." Without waiting for Su Yun to speak, someone stood up to help Su Yun. "I was wondering who came to cause trouble in my club. Turns out it is the brothers who play with cars." The appearance of the bar owner, Situ Xing, made the big playboys of the Supercar Club somewhat at a loss. After all, Situ Xing could be called the top playboy in Beijing 10 years ago. Although he had retired from the underworld, there were still legends of him in the underworld. "If you come to my bar to drink, you are all good brothers. If you come to my bar to cause trouble for my brother Su Yun, then you are not giving me face." Situ Xing first said to Fu Tian and the others, then turned to blame Su Yun. "Brother, why didn't you say you were coming? You are not good enough." Su Yun helplessly shrugged. "It is not that I didn't want to say, but these beauties can drink too much. I was afraid that you would insist on waiving the bill. I feel bad in my heart. You are open for business. Every time I come, you don't charge. I don't dare to say that I am here. I really don't care about this little money." Situ Xing laughed. Seeing that Situ Xing's relationship with Su Yun was so strong, Fu Tian and the others were really a little dumbfounded. The most bad-tempered Wu Shuqing did not say anything. After all, Situ Xing had more than 20 professional bar thugs behind him. No one wanted to make a big deal out of it. After all, Fu Tian was the fuse of this matter. He had to stand up and say, "Brother Fu Tian, I really did not know this was your bar. What I did just now was presumptuous. I will leave first. I will apologize to you later." After that, Fu Tian waved his hand and directly led his men out. Chapter 523. Lina, Bobo, and the other girls immediately worshipped Situ Xing. This person was so awesome that he could dismiss Fu Tian and the other super-rich second generations with just a few words. Lin Shuero looked at Situ Xing and asked Su Yun, "Is this the boss Situ you were talking about? What do you think? I told you that if you want to drink in a bar, you can come here and look for boss Situ if you are in trouble." "I wasn't fooling you. Su Yun, I have been good friends with boss Situ for many years. He never hesitated when I helped him. He is very kind. What do you think? He is handsome, right? Which one of your sisters doesn't have a boyfriend? Do you want to introduce him? I just broke up with you." Lina took the initiative. Her eyes were like glass balls as she said, Brother Situ, I've heard about you for a long time. I didn't expect you to be so young when I see you today. If it's convenient, can we exchange phone numbers? Situ Xing smiled bitterly and glanced at Su Yun. This guy really knew how to find trouble for himself. Su Yun saw Situ Xing looking at him and said, Brother Situ Xing, the girl is so proactive. If you don't do something, it won't make sense. She fell in love with you at first sight. I know you are shy, but if you spend more time with her, maybe she will fall in love with you. Fall in love with her. Everyone could only sigh at the profoundness of the Hua Xia culture. They all looked at Situ Xing's face and wanted to know if he wanted to fall in love with her. Thank you for your kindness. Today, I will show you that all the drinks are on the house. As for falling in love with her, forget it. Haha, someone has already fallen in love with me. If my wife knows that I have another girl, she will definitely eat me alive. Situ Xing smiled. I even have a daughter. Let me go. Hearing that Situ Xing had a child, Lena was instantly hurt. Although she was occasionally infatuated, she knew very well that a woman should never be a mistress. Brother Situ Xing has helped us solve such a big problem. How can we ask you for free drinks? Lin Shuero said, Today it's all mine. De Xingge, sit down and have a drink with us. Situ Xing smiled faintly and shook his head. I really haven't helped you solve this problem. Although those brats will give me face in my territory and won't pull the rug out from under me, they won't give up easily. I'm sure those guys are waiting outside the door. As long as Su Yun takes you out of the bar, they'll still cause trouble. Su Yun helplessly smiled bitterly. He really didn't guess wrong. He knew that this group of brats wouldn't be so easy to deal with. How could it be so simple? It didn't seem like the style of the super second generation at all. A super second generation would be stubborn to the end. They would not turn back until they hit the wall. They would not give up until they reached the Yellow River. They would not shed tears until they saw the coffin. This was the personality of a super second generation. Why was he so stubborn? Because he was rich. In this day and age, everyone knew that there was nothing to be afraid of as long as one had money. Which of the senior officials who had fallen this year had not been led by the nose by someone with money? Therefore, money was the first of all evils. Even power had to be subservient to money. De Xingge, I don't think those guys can fight. Don't worry and go do your thing. I can handle the rest myself. Su Yun. After all, you're also a famous person in the circle of second-generation young masters in Beijing. As long as they don't cause trouble in your territory, you won't be able to say anything. Brother, you know me best. Situ Xing smiled faintly. But don't worry, I have a back door here. When you leave, tell me and I'll take you out through the back door. I know you don't want to argue with them. Haha, not to mention you, even I don't want to fight with them now. It's just like children playing house. It's boring. Lena didn't think so. No way, I think they're scared. If they go through the back door, what about our car? That's right. Bobo also said, Shuero, didn't you say that your boyfriend is quite powerful? Why are you scared when you encounter something? Don't tell me he's just a coward with an empty appearance. Shuero, as sisters, I have to remind you. A man can be tall, rich, and handsome, but he can't be a coward. Lin Shuero's relationship with her sisters was not bad, but even so, when she heard her sisters bad-mouthing Su Yun, she couldn't stay calm. This was a matter of principle. Those who can't stay calm and fight with others because of a small matter are all little hooligans. I don't like that kind of man. That kind of man isn't brave, he's retarded. Bobo's boyfriend had once been sent to the police station because of a fight, so in her ears, Lin Shuero was mocking her. Naturally, she was unhappy. Shuero, don't speak with thorns. Did I speak with thorns? It's you who spoke with thorns, right? Lin Shuero snorted, looking like she was going to fight for the slightest bit. Who asked her to say that Su Yun was a coward? It didn't matter if it was her, but she couldn't say anything about her family's Su Yun. If anyone dared to say anything about her family's Su Yun, then they were going against her, Lin Shuero. Seeing the smell of gunpowder, Lena shook her head helplessly. You two don't have to go so far, right? Isn't it just because of a man? Don't tell me you don't want to be sisters anymore? I have good intentions. I don't want her to find a coward to be her boyfriend, but she doesn't appreciate it at all, and even goes against me. Bobo said unhappily in her heart. Alright, stop talking. Lena said. I'm just telling the truth. I came to the bar for a party, and now I don't even dare to go out. Humph. Bobo said, if you want to go through the back door, then go through the back door. I'll ask my boyfriend to come to the front door to pick me up. My boyfriend is not a coward. Soo-yoon didn't say anything. He didn't want to argue about these trivial things. It was human nature for girls to compete with each other to see which of their boyfriends was better. What they liked to do the most was to say that other people's boyfriends were better in front of their boyfriends, but in front of others, they would say that their boyfriends were better than anyone else. Situ Shing didn't want to participate in this matter. He nodded silently, and left after bidding farewell to Soo-yoon. Coming here every day was just his routine business. Situ Shing didn't just have this one nightclub. In fact, there were a lot of things to do at night, and it wasn't easy at all. Just now, Fu Tian and the other boys went out of Situ Shing's place, which was already giving Situ Shing face. So, no matter what they did outside, Situ Shing wouldn't interfere, because he also wanted to return the face. This group of second generation in Beijing Circle cared about face the most, because they didn't lack anything since they were young. Soo-yoon certainly understood. Situ Shing had just appeared to help him resolve the matter, and he was already speaking for him. He was opening a business, not a brother who fought with him. Of course, he wouldn't continue to care about this matter. Soo-yoon, what should we do? Lin Shuero saw that Situ Shing had left, and she also felt a little uneasy. Soo-yoon smiled slightly and finally said, since they are waiting for me outside, of course, I have to go out and say hello before leaving. Do you still want to drink the rest? Do you want to leave after drinking? Hearing Soo-yoon's words, Bobo quickly took out his phone and called his boyfriend, asking him to come to the bar to pick him up. A few other people saw Bobo doing this, and they couldn't help but secretly take out their phones. No one wanted to be humiliated later, so it was better to be prepared early. Seeing that everyone else had called their boyfriends, Lena helplessly shook her head. Who asked her to just break up? And just now, she wanted to flirt with Situ Shing, but she was hurt by his words that they already had a child. Sigh, so sad. About 30 minutes later, the clock had passed 12 o'clock in the morning. The wine that Situ Shing gave them was also finished. Soo-yoon slowly stood up and said, let's go, let's go. It's getting late, let's all go back home and find our mothers. He believed that at this time, the group of boys outside were waiting anxiously. Soo-yoon's mind was in a mess now, because he was sure that the Dragon Brigade must be in trouble. Otherwise, Wang Yi wouldn't have missed the appointment. So now he was very unhappy in his heart. If anyone wanted to add fuel to the fire at this time, then don't blame him for burning him. Lin Shuero absolutely supported Soo-yoon. She stood up on the spot and held Soo-yoon's arm, and walked out with Soo-yoon. Wait a minute. Bobo suddenly said, My boyfriend hasn't come yet. Why don't you go first? It's been half an hour. Do you think he's a turtle? Lena said, it's not the peak hour of the traffic. In half an hour, we can drive out of Beijing. Hurry up and go with everyone, or else you won't dare to go out alone later. Now, not only Bobo's boyfriend didn't come, but also her boyfriend who called her boyfriend didn't come. This was really strange. The moment everyone walked out of the bar, they found out the reason. Bobo's boyfriend and a few other boyfriends who had rushed over were all at the entrance of the bar, surrounding Fu Tian and a few other super second-generation rich kids. They were humbly lighting cigarettes and begging to get to know them. Seeing her boyfriend's eunuch face, Bobo's face instantly shattered to the ground. Where's his moral integrity? How can he have no moral integrity at all? It was this group of people who made her afraid to go out, and now the reinforcements she brought over were wagging their tails in front of this group of people. This was really a big loss of face. Seeing Soo-yoon come out, Fu Tian and others threw away the cigarette butts in their hands and got up one after another. The few Ferraris behind them were particularly conspicuous. This was obviously a conflict caused by the second generations hitting on girls in the bar. Even a fool could see this. When Bobo's boyfriend saw his woman on the opposite side, his intestines turned green with regret. This matter shouldn't have come. Darling, come over quickly. Although Bobo was angry, she didn't show it. Fu Tian turned his head and glanced at Bobo's boyfriend, and said to him, "Is that your girlfriend? It can't be, right? It seems that you were called by the other party. Brother, today we are opponents. Just now you were flattering us here. Are you doing espionage?" "Ha ha ha ha, how can it be? I'm just playing around. How can I really put that kind of woman in my eyes?" In order not to offend Fu Tian, Bobo's boyfriend could only do this. Bobo's heart instantly turned cold. This blow was too heavy. Her boyfriend didn't dare to admit his relationship with her because he was afraid of offending people. If this wasn't a coward, then what was? This was a real coward. Su Yun, who still dared to walk out of the front door with Lin Xuero at this point, was instantly set off by Lin Xuero. Just like Bobo, the other three girls who called their boyfriends over also regretted it because their boyfriends were the same as Bobo's boyfriends. They were all cowards after facing Fu Tian and the other super-rich second generations. Lin Xuero shook her head speechlessly. This society was really complicated. The only real man in her eyes was Su Yun. Chapter 524. Fu Tian walked to the front of Su Yun, raised his eyebrows and said, "Bro, I didn't know that your face is so big that even Big Brother Xing can stand up and speak for you. However, Big Brother Xing also gave me face. In his place, I didn't do anything, which can be considered as returning his face. Now that you have come out, it's time for us to talk about this matter. I don't have time to talk nonsense with you. Today's trouble is because you asked for it. If you want to be beaten, just say it." Laozi's hands are itching now. Su Yun suddenly clenched his fists together, cracking his bones. Following that, he twisted his neck, fiercely stretched his muscles and bones, and said softly to the 20 to 30 people behind Fu Tian, "Together. This momentum is too domineering. It's as if one man can hold back 10,000 men. Overbearing. Extremely overbearing." Bobo's boyfriend had been flattering Fu Tian just now. He felt that if he could get to know Fu Tian, the super second generation of the BBA Supercar Club, it would instantly raise his status in his circle of friends. Just now, Fu Tian had been neither cold nor warm to him. Now was a good opportunity for him to perform. If he helped Fu Tian fight for face at this time, he might be able to break away from the third-rate Playboy circle and integrate into the first-rate Playboy circle. F***CK, who the F***CK do you think you are? Challenging young Master Tian, why don't you take a piss and look at your own face to see if you are worthy? Bobo's boyfriend strode forward, blocking in front of Fu Tian like a bodyguard. He pointed at Su Yun's nose and scolded, "Brat, if you have the guts, let's fight one-on-one. If you lose, I will call you Grandpa." Su Yun was quite speechless towards this kind of hothead. So in Bobo's eyes, this kind of stupid young man is a man with guts? Is he not a coward? This way of thinking was too childish. Nowadays, even junior high school girls knew not to have a crush on this kind of brainless idiot youth. Looking at this boob, he was already in his 20s, yet he was still so simple-minded. He was truly a typical example of a boob without a brain. When Bobo saw this scene, she did not say anything. Regardless of whether her silly boyfriend, who bullied the weak and feared the strong, could beat Su Yun or be tortured to death by Su Yun, she felt that it did not matter. Just let them be. Afterwards, she explained to Lin Xuero that this was called sisters were like hands and feet, and men were like clothes. If you did not like the clothes, you could throw them away and change them again. However, if your hands and feet had some small problems, you had to be considerate. You could not easily chop them off and change them again. While speaking, Bobo's boyfriend, or to be more accurate, ex-boyfriend, directly pounced towards Su Yun. With one look, one could tell that he was a little hooligan who had never fought before. His aura was fierce and murderous, but there was not the slightest bit of skill in it. The moment he came up, he wanted you to punch me, and I'll kick you. Let's see whose punch was more powerful, and who's more resistant. Su Yun was not as bored as him. He only slightly moved his body, and with a hook of his foot, he tripped his opponent's ankle. Then, he used his hand to lightly tap the back of his opponent's head. Just like that, Bobo's ex-boyfriend had paid a heavy price for it. Because he had pounced too fiercely, and Su Yun had borrowed his strength, his opponent fell head first to the ground. He fiercely fell on his face, and with his mouth gnawing on the ground, his 2 front teeth had popped out 2 to 3 meters. With his mouth full of blood, he looked like a werewolf who had just eaten a person. Bobo really could not bear to look at it. She did not want to see such a person ever again in her life. Landed in a stranglehold. When Bobo's ex-boyfriend crawled up and saw his sorry state, he really wanted to tear off 2 pieces of flesh from Su Yun's body. It was a pity that his teeth had been knocked out, causing him to speak with a lisp, not to mention biting someone. Su Yun did not understand what he was saying, and was stunned for a moment. Your speech is not clear. Is there a translator? Seeing this embarrassing fellow, Fu Tian felt helpless, and helped him translate. He said, I'll fight it out with you. Landed in a stranglehold? That means, I'll fight it out with you? How is this still Chinese? It's practically an incisive language. Face branded, mud falling to the ground. Bobo's ex-boyfriend looked at Fu Tian with a pleading look. Wave mud, silver falling to the ground. Fu Tian helplessly rolled his eyes. Fuck, isn't he speaking Japanese? There's no way to communicate with him. It was a complete coincidence that he was able to understand what he was saying. It's already not bad that he was able to understand what he was saying. Can I still translate for you? Su Yun clapped his hands. Alright, this time I understand. He's saying, young Master Tian, help me, get your people to help me. Shit falling to the ground. Bobo's ex-boyfriend hurriedly added. Yes, help you. Don't speak anymore, this shit is already falling out. Su Yun was rather speechless. There's actually such a weirdo in this world. No, this person has already surpassed the concept of weirdo, he's awesome. Commonly known as Awesome Weirdo. Bobo's face was completely thrown away by this fellow. If there was a brick on the ground right now, she would definitely pick it up and smash this fellow to death without hesitation. Lena was really able to understand Bobo's thoughts. She turned around and found a brick from some corner and directly handed it to Bobo. Bobo's heart was filled with gratitude. Fu Tian glanced at Bobo's ex-boyfriend. I say, where did you come from? Do we know each other? I'm just discussing something with my brother. Do I need you to mess with me here? If you're sick, go to the hospital. If you're sick, you need to be treated. Don't come out and scare people. I'm only forgiving you because your brain isn't good. If you mess with me again, do you believe that I'll cut you? Scram. Trying to steal a chicken only to end up losing the rice used to lure it, Bobo's ex-boyfriend flew into a rage out of humiliation as he roared and pounced towards Su Yun once again. This time, Su Yun didn't even bother to dodge. Bobo suddenly appeared out of nowhere with a brick and directly knocked this fellow unconscious. Throwing away the brick in her hand, Bobo clapped her hands and said to Lena, Sisters, from today onwards, we're all single again. Later on, let Shuero introduce us to a few guys like Su Yun. Of course. Lena said, if she's not willing, then we'll snatch him. Lin Shuero was speechless. Did this group of love-struck fools really go crazy? Sigh, there's no saving them. Later on, she'd better buy 2 bottles of brainless pills from the website to nourish their bodies. Su Yun looked at Fu Tian and the group of youths behind him and shrugged his shoulders. If you want to fight, then hurry up and do it. Don't make me wait so long. I don't have much patience. Why don't you make the first move? Fu Tian asked back. Su Yun was really driven crazy by this naive guy. Because if I make the first move, I'm afraid that you guys won't be able to hold on. Hurry up. Let's go together and save some time. We have more people. If we make the first move, it'll seem like we're bullying you. Fu Tian was extremely confident. You should go first. Then it won't be us bullying you. You're the one who asked for it. It's so awkward. Lin Xuero's brain was about to explode. Was there a difference? There was no difference. Su Yun's mouth slightly raised, revealing a brilliant and evil smile. He only said one word. Okay. Padash. A loud slap sounded on Fu Tian's face. He didn't even see how Su Yun made his move, but the 5-finger mark on his face quickly swelled up. Just like Fu Tian, Huang Xiaohan, Wu Xuqing, Gao Wanya and Nieli, who were standing beside him, only saw Su Yun's figure flash in front of them. Following that, they felt a sharp pain on their faces. Gao Wanya, who suffered the most, was even slapped to the point that she spun around and finally fell to the ground. Su Yun only used a minute to massacre Fu Tian's group. He slapped more than 20 people until they were dizzy and disoriented. However, they didn't even manage to touch the corner of Su Yun's clothes. Seeing Su Yun acting cool, Lin Xuero naturally felt proud. Bobo, Lina and the others finally understood why Lin Xuero's boyfriend had mysteriously disappeared for a year. She was still in love with him. She probably couldn't find such a handsome man even if she held a lantern. The people who were awakened by the slaps started to resist. However, every time they tried to attack, they would be caught by Su Yun. Their end result was either dislocated or unable to lift their arms. They were also thrown out horizontally. The whole process only lasted for 3 minutes. Including Huang Xiaohan, Wu Xuqing, Gao Wanya, Nieli, these big silk pants, more than 20 people were all thrown to the ground by Su Yun. Su Yun, on the other hand, was very relaxed. He didn't even need to use 1/50th of his strength to deal with them. It was too easy. Fu Tian was dumbfounded as he looked at the sorrowful swans in front of him. He was convinced, truly convinced. Usually, there were many fights, but most of the people didn't dare to fight back after hearing their name. Even if they met a few people who dared to fight back, they would rely on their numbers to ruthlessly beat them up. But today, everything had changed. Fu Tian's values had undergone an earth-shattering change. He didn't expect that a single person would be able to deal with all of them. This guy was too abnormal. Who the hell was he? Why, do you still want to continue? Su Yun saw Fu Tian's eyes staring straight at him, so he shrugged and asked. Fu Tian's head immediately shook like a rattledrum. This brother. No, big brother, it was this younger brother who had eyes but failed to recognize Mount Tai. You must be the legendary expert. Everything that happened today was this younger brother's fault. I hope big brother doesn't take it to heart. In the future, this younger brother will be big brother's blood brother. I will be at your beck and call, be your cow or horse, without any objections. From today onwards, you are Fu Tian's big brother. In this Yanjing city, whoever dares to be disrespectful to you is disrespectful to me, Fu Tian. Su Yun made a stop gesture. Do you think it's funny? Who randomly recognized relatives with you? Scram, I'm not interested in becoming sworn brothers. Those who have really gone through life and death together, even if we don't become sworn brothers, we are still brothers. Otherwise, even if we become sworn brothers, it's just soy sauce. Big brother, I'm not joking. I really want to recognize you as my big brother. Fu Tian's words were especially sincere. But I don't want to recognize you as my little brother, understand? Su Yun was truly convinced. Could it be that young people these days didn't understand human language? Fu Tian really didn't understand human language. He turned around and pulled up the 20 or so brothers he called over. From today onwards, Su Yun is my big brother. My big brother is your big brother. Brothers, don't you think so? Big brother. Everyone used their actions to express their approval of Fu Tian. They were really beaten into submission. Su Yun was really about to collapse. Even if the heavens were joking, they wouldn't play with people like this, right? Su Yun, actually, it's not bad to have such a group of little brothers in Yanjing. Lin Xuero suddenly opened her mouth and whispered in Su Yun's ear. Look at these people. Fu Tian, Huang Xiaohan, Wu Xuqing, Gao Wanya, Nieli, and the others are the leaders. Which one of them doesn't drive a sports car worth millions? Their family backgrounds are all very strong and their connections are especially huge. Many people have racked their brains to become friends with them but couldn't. Now that they want to be your little brother, why don't you agree? It's not like you'll lose a piece of meat. These words are quite reasonable. Anyway, you won't lose a piece of meat. Okay, but you can be my brother. Whatever I say is right. You can't go against it. Today, Su Yun said, help me do something first. These beauties all drank wine. Fu Tian, arrange for someone to drive them home. Can you do it? Chapter 525. Under Fu Tian's arrangement, several buddies sent Lin Xuero's friends away one after another. Just as Su Yun was about to ask Fu Tian to send Lin Xuero away, Lin Xuero spread out her right hand in front of Su Yun. Are you not going to give it back to me? That's the only memento you gave me. If it's gone, what should I do when I miss you? Su Yun knew that she was talking about the necklace that the bar waiter gave him just now. Su Yun was deeply touched. As the only daughter of Big Boss Lin Xuero's jewelry box was never short of classic necklaces from luxury brands such as Cartier from France, Tiffany from the United States, or Bulgari from Italy. However, the necklace she had been wearing around her neck turned out to be the necklace that Su Yun had exchanged with her points for playing a shooting game in the amusement park. It was just a silver necklace, at most 7 or 8 grams, worth only a few hundred yuan. It was not even as valuable as the outer packaging of a necklace from Cartier. However, such a cheap necklace could stand out among Lin Xuero's exquisite gemstone jewelry that was worth millions. The reason was very simple. This was given to her by Su Yun. What Su Yun gave her was always the best. Some things could not be measured by money. Did you not expect that I would keep this necklace until now? Lin Xuero smiled slightly. Do you think that I should have thrown this necklace away long ago and then scolded you? I've thought about it, but I just can't do it. You've never promised me anything, so you've never broken anything. I don't have the right to label you as Chen Shimi because of my own wishful thinking. Fu Tian knew that there was nothing for him to do here. Others really couldn't get involved in the matters between men and women. Brother, I think. How about I leave first? Sister-in-law is a little emotional now. It's not good for me to stay here, right? Sister-in-law? Lin Xuero almost rolled her eyes in anger. Who are you calling sister-in-law? It's so unpleasant. Call me big sister. Yes, big sister, yes. Fu Tian's face was bitter. She couldn't vent her anger on him, right? You can go first. Su Yun finally spoke. He didn't know how much Lin Xuero wanted to say to him today. It was embarrassing to keep Fu Tian waiting. Even if Fu Tian took the initiative to be his follower, he couldn't take him too lightly. Fu Tian was overjoyed after receiving the order. He was about to drive his black Ferrari 612 away when he was attracted by the roar of an engine in the distance. Just as he hesitated for a few seconds, 4 supercars suddenly began to brake in front of him and stopped one after another. Su Yun sighed. Yanjing was indeed Yanjing. There were too many rich playboys, and each one was fiercer than the other. There were 4 cars, with an orange Lamborghini at the front, followed by a black Aston Martin, a white Lamborghini at the back, and a white Maserati GT at the back. In front of the bull, the Maserati GT seemed a little docile. What kind of rich people were they? Su Yun really wanted to slap them. They were too good at reincarnating. They had to spend money the moment they were born, and they might not be able to spend it all in their lifetime. Such a meaningless life was too miserable. When could he be reincarnated into a family like this and experience this kind of misery? Oh, hey, I was wondering whose 612 it was. So it was young Master Tian's. The young man who got out of the first car flicked his long hair. How about it? Are you interested in going for a few rounds? Fu Tian frowned instantly. Who else could it be other than the Song brothers from TSC? Song Dong, Didn't you get into a car accident a week ago? Why aren't you dead yet? Oh, no wonder no one told me to burn incense for you. Song Dong was the eldest of the 4 cousins of the Song family. Although they were about the same age, Song Shi, Song Nan, and Song Bei were very obedient to him. The reason was simple. Song Dong knew how to bring them to play and find excitement. This kind of lucky bastard who was born with a diamond spoon in his mouth did not lack anything in life except excitement. That was why Song Dong was able to set a role model among his cousins. Fu Tian, your mouth is still so cheap. Song Nan, who got out of the Aston Martin, spat. Come with us if you have the guts. Whoever loses is a coward. Do you think we're scared of you? Who do you think you are? I don't think I've seen your name in the top 10 list of Beijing supercars. Fu Tian clicked his tongue. Who's scared of who? He was in the top 10 list. When it came to other things, Fu Tian might not be very good at it. However, when it came to cars, he started when he was 14. Song Shi and Song Bei also walked forward and continued to provoke. Fu Tian, do you dare to bet with us? Let's bet on your Ferrari 612. If you lose, you leave the car behind. If you win, you can choose any of our cars. In terms of performance, Song Bei's cheapest Maserati GT was close to 3 million yuan. It was definitely not a bad car. However, in terms of price, Song Dong's Lamborghini LP700 was still more expensive than Fu Tian's Ferrari 612. Therefore, in terms of this bet, Fu Tian was not at a disadvantage. From the beginning until now, Su Yun and Lin Xuero had been ignored. It could be seen that Fu Tian and this group of guys had a deep relationship. Otherwise, these guys would not have besieged Fu Tian the moment they saw him. Fu Tian sneered. I don't dare? Are you kidding? Then let's go. What are you waiting for? Song Dong's face revealed a sinister smile. Su Yun suddenly said, You'd better not go. His words attracted the attention of the Song brothers. The 4 of them first glanced at Su Yun, then their gazes paused on Lin Xuero for a moment. Song Bei had a nagging feeling that he had seen Lin Xuero somewhere before. She looked familiar, but he wasn't sure. After all, they had seen too many beautiful women on a daily basis. Song Dong looked up and down at Su Yun. None of his clothes were branded or custom-made, so his expression was very disdainful. Fu Tian, where did you find these followers? The girls you brought are not bad. Song Dong, F***ck off. This is my big brother. You'd better not fart in front of me. Fu Tian said angrily, let's go out and deal with our business now. After that, Fu Tian turned to Su Yun and said, Big brother, don't worry. The 4 of them can't beat me. Today I will win this grandson's Lamborghini. If you like it, I will call you tomorrow and send it to you. Su Yun really didn't understand where this kid's confidence came from. The other side had 4 people. It was obviously a trap. He actually jumped into the trap. His IQ was too tragic. Then be careful. Su Yun knew that it was useless to say more to him. This kind of super second generation must hit his head against a wall before he regretted it. Let him go. It was just losing a car. It was only 5 or 6 million yuan. For these guys who had 2 or 3 million yuan of pocket money a month, it was just a drizzle. Fu Tian nodded vigorously. He turned around and gave Song Dong and the others a thumbs up, making a provocative gesture. Then he plunged into the car. Lin Xuero was stunned for a moment and said to Su Yun, You really don't worry about him. The other side has 4 people and he is alone. It is obvious that they want to win his car. No matter what, he calls you big brother. Are you just going to watch him jump into the pit? Su Yun shrugged his shoulders. Then what should I do? You rich kids are very stubborn. Even a reasonable girl like you can't be dragged back by 10 yaks, let alone him. I think it's better to let him hit his head against the wall. Then if he calls you big brother, won't he also jump into a big pit? Lin Xuero said. I didn't ask him to. Su Yun shook his head. Lin Xuero saw that Su Yun really didn't want to meddle in other people's business. She suddenly had an idea. But I want that orange Lamborghini. What should I do? You played with me and suddenly disappeared, making me worry about you for so long. No matter what the reason is, you have to compensate me. I don't care. I want that Lamborghini. Either you buy it for me, or you help Fu Tian win it. Later, he will give it to you, and you will give it to me. Su Yun was really completely speechless. Where could he get the money to buy a sports car of more than 7 million yuan? Even if he sold it, he probably wouldn't be enough to pay the purchase tax. We rich kids are very stubborn. That's what you said. Lin Xuero said, if you can accommodate Fu Tian, then you can accommodate me. F***CK. Su Yun admitted defeat. He left Yanjing for more than a year. Why was it so troublesome when he came back this time? He stayed in Yanjing and didn't go back to Shenzhen. It was not to deal with these kids' rotten affairs. Fu Tian was taken by the Song brothers to the road where they were going to race. This was the road with the most twists and turns in Yanjing. Almost 80% of the road was a 2-lane road. Only a few roads could allow 4 cars to pass at the same time. Although the road was chaotic, people who often played cars were familiar with the track. It was very simple. The track avoided all the roads with surveillance and formed a natural racing route. Over the years, all the drivers in Yanjing knew that there were racing cars here. So after 12 o'clock, almost no one would drive here because it was too dangerous. Most people would rather take more detours than take risks here. There were too many car accidents here. Fu Tian had driven here more than 8 or 10 times. Naturally, he was very familiar with it. The Song brothers, who had also played here many times, were also very familiar with the track. 5 cars stopped side by side. Fu Tian stopped in the middle. Song Dong and Song Bei on his left and right rolled down the windows. Song Dong said, "Young Master Tian, I won't say more about the rules. I also found the notary. Get ready to start." A modified Mercedes-Benz came slowly from the opposite side. A man and a woman got out of the car. The man was Ma He, a famous car modification expert in Yanjing. The woman was the flag-waving woman he brought. When they were all ready, the woman held the checkered flag and made a ready gesture. After raising the flag, she paused for about 3 seconds and suddenly dropped it. The 5 cars rushed out with a roar. These cars could accelerate at a speed of 100 kilometers per hour. They could start sprinting in just 3 to 5 seconds. But from the beginning, Fu Tian knew that he was fooled. Song Dong and Song Bei on his left and right deliberately stuck to the center of him. This definitely scared Fu Tian and made him break out in a cold sweat. If something happened, it would not be a small matter. He would be overturned. While he was hesitating, Song Shi on the far left had already driven his white Lamborghini forward. Song Nan on the far right deliberately slowed down and drove his Aston Martin at the back. Chapter 526. By the time Fu Tian realized this, it was already too late. Song Shi's white Lamborghini was in the lead, nearly 2 spaces ahead, completely occupying the dominant position. Song Dong and Song Bei were still harassing Fu Tian all the way. Soon, they reached the narrow 2-lane road in front. Fu Tian knew that he had to occupy the second place before that, otherwise he would have no hope of winning. Perhaps Song Dong was very confident in his second brother, so when Fu Tian desperately tried to squeeze in front of him and Song Bei, Song Dong chose to give up. At the same time, Song Bei also chose to give up. The headlights of the 3 cars behind them changed left and right, and Fu Tian could not concentrate at all. On the narrow city roads, it was almost impossible to overtake. At least, an expert like Song Shi would not give him a chance. Every time he swerved at a corner, Song Shi would stick to the inner lane very tightly, not giving Fu Tian a chance to overtake him at all. Although it was easy for 2 supercars to drive more than 300 km per hour on a straight road, the speed was greatly reduced in this kind of road. Therefore, the slight difference in the performance of the cars could be completely ignored. They were competing on skills. Whoever had more comprehensive skills would be able to survive in the cracks. However, the 2-space lead was too big. Fu Tian and Song Shi's racing skills were about the same. In addition, there were 3 guys behind Fu Tian who kept playing tricks on him. They either shone their headlights on him or took turns to accelerate when he turned, making him unable to concentrate. In this kind of unfair competition, Fu Tian was left further and further behind. Finally, after Song Shi left him 5 spaces behind, Fu Tian completely gave up. He lost a car just like that. Even if he was rich, he would be very unhappy to lose something worth 5 or 6 million yuan to his opponent. What's more, this Ferrari 612 was of great significance to Fu Tian. This time, he lost more than a little. Just when Fu Tian was about to stop and admit defeat and stop running, the lights in front of the road suddenly flashed. A fiery red car came head-on. With a slight shake, the Lamborghini driven by Song Shi slammed into the wall in panic. At such a fast speed, the White Bull supercar flipped in the air. Just as it bounced off the ground, the fiery red car suddenly accelerated and quickly passed under Song Shi's bounced body. Facing the oncoming red BMW Z4, Fu Tian was really shocked, but it was too late to step on the accelerator. The 2 cars were too fast. Unless one disappeared, the other was doomed. But there was only a small intersection between the 2 cars and it was a one-way street. At least, Fu knew that it was impossible for him to make a turn at such a fast speed. It's over. We're going to die together. Fu Tian had already thought of the same ending as Song Shi. In the next second, the BMW Z4, whose price and performance were far inferior to his Ferrari 612, made a beautiful drift into the narrow one-way intersection. When the red BMW completely disappeared in front of his eyes, Fu Tian quickly came back to his senses. The time was so short that it could only be counted in seconds. Song Shi's car fell heavily to the ground and continued to slide forward along the right lane. Fu Tian quickly turned the steering wheel and the car almost touched the left wall to avoid Song Shi's car. This was the last intersection before the finish line. Fu Tian's taillights drew a beautiful arc as he crossed the finish line. Song Dong and the others stopped the car and quickly pulled out Song Shi, who was trapped in the car. Fortunately, the luxury car's safety features were good. Song Shi only suffered a few sprained joints. Afraid that the fuel tank would leak and cause an explosion, they quickly retreated. At this time, Fu Tian, who had crossed the finish line, had already turned around from another road and stopped in front of the Song family's cousins. Not bad, you're really lucky. You didn't die. Fu Tian had a proud smile on his face. I originally liked that car, but it's a pity that it's so rotten. I don't want a scrapped car. Song family's young Master Dong, you must accept your loss. Do you still remember what we bet? Song Dong snorted. Less nonsense, Fu Tian. I'm telling you, don't be proud for too long. If you have the ability, let's compete another day. You're lucky today. Fine, I won't talk nonsense. You also don't talk nonsense. Fu Tian snorted. Leave your car keys and get lost. Tomorrow, arrange for your little brother to bring all the documents and transfer the ownership with me. If you want to act shamelessly, you can kneel on the ground and call me Grandpa 3 times. Then, we'll call it quits. I won't spread the news that you went back on your word. Song Dong sneered. Who do you think I am? It's just a car. Let me tell you, if you win, you must be alive to drive it. Then, Song Dong threw the car keys to Fu Tian. My people will be waiting for you at the car management office tomorrow morning at 8 o'clock. Fu Tian got the keys and felt great. Not bad. Song Dong, you're a man of your words. You didn't make me look down on you. That night, the Song brothers really couldn't take it lying down. They had lost a car, crashed another car, and in just a few seconds, they had lost something worth tens of millions. Who could take it? If their father knew that they were such a wastrel, he would definitely give them a big slap. Fu Tian proudly called Huang Xiaohan and asked him to drive Wu Xuqing here to help him drive the Lamborghini back. Huang Xiaohan and Wu Xuqing lived close to each other. When Huang Xiaohan and Wu Xuqing heard that Fu Tian had won Song Dong's Lamborghini, they were overjoyed. The BBA Supercar Club was a loyal fan of Ferrari. On the other hand, the TSC Supercar Club, led by Song Dong, preferred Lamborghini. Therefore, the two groups of people didn't like each other. It was great to win Song Dong's car. While Song Dong and his buddies were waiting for the tow truck at the scene of the accident, Huang Xiaohan and Wu Xuqing arrived. The two of them and Fu Tian drove Song Dong's orange Lamborghini away proudly. Song Dong gritted his teeth in anger when he saw his $7 million supercar being taken away by his rival. "Brother Dong, are we really going to let this go?" Song Shi's car was beyond recognition. He was extremely displeased. He couldn't take it lying down. F***CK. It's all because of that bastard car. It's already so late, and it's still driving around. Damn it. Song Dong couldn't help but vent his anger on the red BMW Z4. How dare a grocery cart speed here? Brother Air, don't worry. I'll find out who that stupid BMW is. I'll make him take responsibility for it. Brother Dong, Brother Air, we didn't even see the license plate number. How are we going to find out? Song then turned around and asked Song Bei, Brother C, did you see it clearly? Song Bei also shook his head. What the F***CK are you looking at? That car was too fast just now. In the blink of an eye, let alone the brand, if it weren't for the fact that there are people who want to buy a BMW Z4 every day and want to join our supercar club, I wouldn't have recognized that car as a Z4. Song Dong snorted. So what if I can't see the license plate number? I'll ask my connections to check all the surveillance cameras within 5 miles of this place. There aren't many cars around this time of the day. The red BMW Z4 is easy to find. I don't believe that there aren't any cameras that can capture them. If I find the license plate number, I won't let him go. Yes, I won't let him go. Song Shi also said fiercely. Although the BMW Z4 was already a very good sports car in the eyes of ordinary people, it was nothing in the eyes of these guys. In their eyes, the Z4 was an entry-level sports car, and they didn't have the money to show off. Little did he know that some people didn't have the same idea. There were also many people who liked this model. You scared me to death just now. Lin Xuero, who was sitting in the passenger seat, still had her heart thumping wildly. Just now, Su Yun was simply crazy. He actually drove her to the opposite Lamborghini. If he was careless and made a mistake, it was very likely that he would end up like the Lamborghini, smashed beyond recognition. Su Yun didn't think so. It's mainly because your car is easy to drive. It can arouse my desire to drive violently. We're fine now. I'm the one who took the initiative to attack, so they must be the unlucky ones. Then if you were really given a Bugatti, wouldn't you go crazy? Lin Xuero was speechless. Driving violently is not suicidal. Who asked you to say that you want that Lamborghini? Su Yun, tomorrow, Fu Tian will send it to me, and I'll send it to you. Is that okay? As soon as he said this, Fu Tian called and told Su Yun to go to the vehicle management office early tomorrow morning. Song Dong's Lamborghini was going to be transferred. Fu Tian also asked Huang Xiaohan to find his uncle, who was the head of the traffic police team, tomorrow to help him get a better license plate number. As for the price, of course, it was not a problem. After hanging up Fu Tian's call, Su Yun shrugged. Tomorrow, come with me to transfer the Lamborghini. It's yours. Lin Xuero didn't really want that kind of car. She had no concept of cars and didn't have much of a hobby. This BMW was a birthday gift that her father insisted on buying for her last year. Big Boss Lin was so rich that he let his daughter choose whatever she wanted. As long as it didn't exceed 10 million yuan, there was no problem. But Lin Xuero chose a Z4 that she thought was quite cheap. The best one was only 900,000 yuan. After a few discounts, it was only 1 million yuan. For Lin Xuero, driving this kind of cheaper car was less stressful. If she really wanted to buy a luxury car like a Rolls-Royce Phantom or a Bentley Mulsanne, she would have to have a driver. I'm not going. It's a filial gift to you. Lin Xuero said, it's up to you. Su Yun smiled bitterly. No way. If you didn't say that you wanted it, I wouldn't have gone and taken such a big risk. Do you really think that I like to look for excitement and play with my life? You're playing with me. Little girl, it's getting late. I'll take you home. Lin Shuero was stunned. And then you go home and sleep. I'll go back too. Su Yun was speechless. Where are you going? Lin Shuero said, don't go anywhere. Stay at my house tonight. My dad hasn't seen you for a long time. If he sees you, he must have a lot to say to you. Chapter 527. Look at how scared you are. Is that all you can do? Do you think my dad is a night owl like us? He has already gone to bed. Lin Shuero said, it's so late. You can't let a girl go back by herself, right? Aren't you afraid that I will be molested by some hooligans and perverts on the way? I am a pure girl. If you are really taken advantage of by a gangster because you are useless, can you afford to pay for it? Su Yun surrendered. He didn't want to argue with the chief debater of the Yenjing University debating competition. It was tantamount to hitting a rock with an egg. He was asking for schizophrenia. Okay. I admit defeat. I will send you home. But let's make it clear first. I will leave after I send you home. I definitely can't spend the night in your lady's boudoir. If that happens, not only will your reputation be ruined, even my reputation will be ruined. You are a boy? Lin Shuero asked in surprise. Then she looked up and down at Su Yun. After a long time, she said, come on, I don't believe it. How can there be such a pure boy in today's society? Don't fool me. Su Yun shut up. He couldn't continue to communicate with her. If he was really a boy, he could argue with her. But now he didn't have the confidence to speak. You can think whatever you want. Anyway, I am only responsible for sending you home. You can't expect me to sing a lullaby to coax you to sleep. Okay, at least send me home first. Lin Shuero agreed too quickly, so Su Yun didn't have any confidence in his heart. It seemed that there was a conspiracy. Su Yun was very sure of his sixth sense. There was a conspiracy. When he sent Lin Shuero home, the door of the villa opened and Boss Lin came out in person. Didn't you say that your dad is not a night owl? Su Yun's eyes almost popped out of their sockets. This was too much. She had to wake her father up in the middle of the night. Could it be that this person is not your father, but your father's long-lost twin brother? Lin Shuero rolled her eyes speechlessly. Don't talk nonsense. First of all, I don't know why my dad is waiting for me here. Since we've bumped into each other, let's say hello. What else could he do? He couldn't just turn around and run away, right? After Su Yun parked the car, he walked out angrily. When he saw Boss Lin, he frowned. Of course, there was a reason. He had never seen such a father. Brother Su Yun, we meet again. Ha ha ha. Big Boss Lin, Lin Shuhai, was considered a big shot in Beijing, but he called Su Yun his brother. It was not for anything else, but because he had taken a fancy to Su Yun. He felt that Su Yun was the best candidate to be his son-in-law in all aspects. In the face of Lin Shuhai's enthusiastic greeting, Su Yun could only smile apologetically. This guy was much older than him, and his daughter was only 3 years younger than him. Lin Shuero almost broke down. Dad, if you call him brother, what should I call him? You call him hubby. Lin Shuhai raised his eyebrows. Developing so fast? Then I really can't call you little brother anymore. I have to call you young master. Big Boss Lin, you misunderstood. Su Yun, Shuero and I aren't like what you think. We're just. Don't explain, I understand. Who hasn't been young before? Lin Shuhai was more open-minded. When I was young, I treated your aunt, Shuero's mother, the same way you treated Shuero. Hee, of course you have to use some tricks to chase a girl. It's okay, you can take Shuero out for a drink. I don't mind at all. Others can't. Lin Shuero was stunned and immediately glared at him. Dad, did you send someone to spy on me again? Big Boss Lin didn't have any dignity in front of his daughter. "Oh, my ancestor, what do you mean by spy? Dad is protecting you. What kind of society is this now? It's so chaotic. Tell me, how can I be at ease when a girl like you goes out for a drink? Even if I'm at ease, how can my future son-in-law be at ease?" Then, Lin Shihai looked at Su Yun. "Right, brother Su Yun, you must be worried too." Su Yun could only nod as he was brought in. Thinking that something was wrong, he shook his head vigorously. No, Big Boss Lin, Shuero is already so old. It's okay to let go a little. Of course, as long as you're with her, I'll definitely let go." Lin Shihai winked at Su Yun and said in a low voice, "I thought you were going to get a room with Shuero today and not come back." "Humph. I didn't expect you to be so daring to come back with her for the night." Su Yun felt wronged. Moreover, how could there be such a father in the world who wanted something to happen between him and his daughter? Lin Shuero heard what her father said to Su Yun and was so embarrassed that her face turned red. "Dad, what nonsense are you talking about again? Can you not create trouble for me?" "I'm creating trouble?" Lin Shihai's expression was one of sadness. "My ancestor, your father still hopes that you can seize the opportunity to take down my son-in-law. If it weren't for the fact that you've been distracted ever since my son-in-law disappeared, I wouldn't have cared about you at all. I can handle my own matters, I don't need your help." Lin Shuero bent her waist and said, "Dad, you've been involved in everything that happened to me since I was young. Do I need you to be in the middle even when I'm in a relationship? I finally understand why Su Yun disappeared. It must be because of you. No one would want their girlfriend to always have a father behind her, right?" Lin Shihai felt wronged. Su Yun's disappearance must have been due to an important mission. Since he was the one who invited Su Yun, it was impossible for him to disappear because of him. If he wanted to blame someone, he could only blame Wang Yi. Su Yun was confused by this father and daughter pair. They didn't treat him as an outsider, did they? Some words shouldn't be said in front of him. How could he face them when they said it so bluntly? Now Su Yun couldn't leave, stay, stand, or sit. "Shuero, why don't you understand Dad's good intentions?" Lin Shihai sighed and shook his head helplessly. Lin Shuero suddenly turned around and ran into the room, leaving Lin Shihai and the embarrassed Su Yun at a loss. "Big Boss Lin, I think you're in a bit of trouble now." "I won't disturb you," Su Yun said helplessly. "Well, I'll go back first. If there's anything you need, contact me. We're brothers. If there's anything I can help, I'll definitely help." Lin Shihai grabbed Su Yun's arm. "Brother Su Yun, I need your help now. I'm begging you. Other than you, no one else can do it. My daughter is very stubborn. Other than you, no one else can handle her. If you leave today, I'm really afraid that she'll commit suicide in her room. You have to help me." "Commit suicide? It can't be that exaggerated, right?" Su Yun stared at Lin Shihai with his eyes wide open. This father wouldn't joke like this. When you left without saying goodbye last time, she had already committed suicide once. Lin Shihai's expression suddenly became serious. "Brother Su Yun, no parent would joke about their child's life." Su Yun was really embarrassed. "Big Boss Lin, if you say that, I'll feel too guilty. This really isn't my fault. I didn't want it to be like this. If you want to find someone, find Wang Yi to be responsible. I came here to carry out a mission. I really didn't have any other thoughts." Lin Shihai was stunned and raised his eyebrows. "Don't tell me that you and Shuero didn't develop feelings for each other over time?" "Develop feelings for each other over time?" Su Yun gasped. "Big Boss Lin, you can eat whatever you want, but you can't say whatever you want. This concerns your daughter's innocence. Was Shuero and I really just normal friends? Normal friends hold hands? Even people of my age don't believe in pure friendship between men and women, let alone young people of your age." Lin Shihai said, "Brother Su Yun, A man must take responsibility for his actions. Su Yun smiled bitterly. But I didn't do anything. What do you want me to take responsibility for? Of course it's to be a son-in-law. Lin Shihai said. Today I'll tell you everything. My daughter hid in the room because of you. If anything happens to her, I won't let you off for the rest of my life. Only you can deal with this matter today. If you run away now, it's equal to taking my daughter's life as a joke. It's equal to intentionally killing someone. God, are you playing with me? Even if you're playing with me, you don't play with me like this. Su Yun's heart was really bitter. He didn't dare to come because he was afraid of bumping into Big Boss Lin Shihai. If he got mixed up with him, it wouldn't be a small matter. Su Yun really wanted to ask, Big brother, your daughter ran into the room because of you, right? What does that have to do with me? Lin Shihai used both the carrot and the stick. Seeing that Su Yun didn't react, he immediately begged, Brother Su Yun, I'll call you Gu, okay? I only have one daughter. If anything happens to her, then I won't be able to live anymore. Whether or not my old life can continue depends on you. Big Boss Lin, you're forcing me. Su Yun's brain was about to explode. Forget it, I won't force you. Lin Shihai said, if you want to go, then go. If my daughter commits suicide because of you leaving without saying goodbye again, then I'll go with her. It's just that the Lin household that I built single-handedly is a pity. How about this, Brother Su Yun, my daughter is so sincere to you, I might as well pass everything to you before I leave this world. I'll go write my will now. Su Yun really wanted to kill himself. Okay, Big Boss Lin, I'm scared of you, okay? I'll go persuade her. I promise that nothing will happen to Shuero. You can live well too, okay? I really owed you in my previous life. Brother, with your words, I'm relieved. Lin Shihai immediately smiled. Don't worry, I only have one precious daughter. As long as you treat my daughter well, I won't treat you badly. Everything that I have now will be yours in the future. Su Yun shook his head modestly. No, Big Boss Lin, I really don't have time to manage your business. If you want to find a successor, then while your body is still okay, hurry up and give Shuero a younger brother. Then you won't have to worry about not having a successor. Lin Shihai's face was full of admiration. I knew my daughter didn't choose the wrong person. I, Lin Shihai, want a son-in-law like you who doesn't covet wealth. Chapter 528. Su Yun stood at the door of Lin Shuero's room and didn't know what to say for a while. He raised his hand several times but didn't knock on the door. Lin Shihai, who was standing a few steps behind Su Yun, stomped his feet anxiously. Why are you knocking on the door? It's not locked at all. Just turn the door and go in. Not locked. Su Yun felt that he had been cheated. Since the last time you left without saying goodbye, I changed all the locks in the house. I can't really lock them. I'm just afraid that my baby daughter will close the door and commit suicide again. Lin Shihai's bitter play started again. Su Yun quickly waved his hand to signal that he would go in immediately. He couldn't listen to him even if he was beaten to death. If he continued to listen to him, Su Yun would have to marry Lin Shuero today to satisfy him. After pushing open the door and entering, Su Yun closed the door behind him. He didn't wish for Lin Shihai to follow him in. If that happened, Su Yun wouldn't be able to stay here any longer. Lin Shuero saw Su Yun push the door open and enter. Her angry expression suddenly turned into a smile. Why didn't you leave? Didn't you say that you would leave after sending me back? I know my dad makes people speechless, but don't blame him. He did it for me. If it weren't for me, he wouldn't be like this. It's good that you can understand. Su Yun, although your dad's behavior is a bit extreme, he is also worried about you. If you can understand, it's the best reward for him. Did he tell you that I tried to commit suicide or something like that again? Don't listen to his nonsense. I just couldn't sleep, so I took more sleeping pills. Lin Shuero explained, I'm not that weak. I admit that when you suddenly disappeared, I was a little absent-minded, but it wasn't to the point of suicide. Insomnia, everyone has it. Who knew that the sleeping pills were so strong that I couldn't wake up after taking them? Su-Yun was suddenly speechless. Took more? How old are you? Lin Shuero's eyes were in a trance as she dodged to the side. Not much, just a little more than half a bottle. Who asked me to have no reaction after taking 2 or 3 tablets at the beginning? I thought my resistance to drugs was stronger than the average person. Su-Yun was really speechless. Only half a bottle if he ate a little more? Not to mention a human, even a cow would be suffocated to the ground and sleep for 3 days and 3 nights. Was there no instruction manual on the bottle? Even if you don't know Chinese characters, you should at least know Arabic numerals, right? You're rushing to meet the King of Hell. Lin Shuero was not convinced. I didn't see it. Who wants to see the King of Hell? Humph, I won't go see the King of Hell before I'm sure you're dead or alive. Su-Yun reached out and touched Lin Shuero's forehead. Did you eat too many sleeping pills and burn your brain? You're still talking nonsense now. I'm alive and well. Why do you have to confirm whether I'm dead or not? Now that I've seen you, I can be sure that you're not dead. I didn't see you before, so how would I know if you're dead or not? What if you're dead? What if you're... As she spoke, Lin Shuero suddenly sobbed. How would I know? Sob, sob, sob. You left without saying anything, sob. What should I do? I thought you would never come back. Sob, sob. All of a sudden, Lin Shuero's grievances for a whole year all burst out. Su-Yun finally knew why Lin Shuero had been wearing the necklace he gave her. But Su-Yun really didn't expect that his appearance at that time would bring such a big change to Lin Shuero. A top student of Yenjing University, a proud girl who was held at the top of the clouds by all the teachers and students, would actually be so infatuated with him without any regrets. To be honest, at that time, Su-Yun came with the attitude of carrying out a mission, so he even forgot what he had said and done. But no matter what, the feelings he owed back then still needed to be repaid by himself. Su-Yun had always thought so because he owed Lin Shuero this emotional debt. When he really faced Lin Shuero again, Su-Yun was so apologetic that he couldn't even raise his head. But what should be faced had to be faced, and what should be repaid had to be repaid. Although he had avoided it for a whole year, Su-Yun didn't forget his promise when he faced it again. I promise you that I will never disappear again, and that you will be able to contact me at any time. Su-Yun said tenderly, but you also have to promise me that you will never do such a stupid thing again. People will meet many people in their life. There are men worthy of your love, and there are also bastards who are not worthy of your love. When you are not sure whether I am that bastard or not, you must not do stupid things. Lin Shuero was almost melted by Su-Yun's gentleness. Of course I am sure that you are a man worthy of my love. I can also understand everything you have done. I am no longer the silly girl from a year ago. Don't worry. Su-Yun smiled slightly. Being able to put down the emotional debt from a year ago, his heart really relaxed a lot. I guess your dad won't be able to sleep tonight, and I definitely won't be able to leave. Do you mind if I stay in your room for the night? Of course I don't mind. Lin Shuero said, I just have a lot to say to you. Some people are like this. When you can't see them, you want to avoid them, but when they are in front of you, you have a lot to say. Although Su-Yun and Lin Shuero hadn't seen each other for a whole year, there was no barrier between the two of them. It could even be said that they talked about everything. Lin Shuero talked to Su-Yun about her smooth admission to graduate school. She wanted to stay at Yenjing University for the rest of her life and continue to study. Even if she finished her doctorate, she still wanted to stay at the university because she liked the grass and trees of Yenjing University. The peace there made her feel particularly comfortable. Su-Yun asked her what to do with Lin's furniture. Lin Shuero's witty answer was that she would leave it to him to manage. Su-Yun smiled bitterly and told her about his medicinal cuisine restaurant in Hadong and Xinkai Hotel in Shenzhen. There was also the matter of the Sky Entertainment Group. These were all heavy responsibilities on his shoulders. He really didn't know if he could bear the heavy burden of Lin's furniture. Lin Xuero waved her hand and told Su Yun generously that if he was so busy at that time, she would rather give up her life at Yenjing University to help him manage Lin's furniture. At the end of the conversation, Su Yun and Lin Xuero could only giggle because Lin's furniture originally belonged to Lin Xuero's family. How did it become Lin Xuero helping Su Yun manage it? Lin Shihai had been eavesdropping in the next room the whole time. In his heart, he kept saying that his precious daughter was too silly. She had let Su Yun take advantage of her so easily and had even given up the family business. On the other hand, he admired Su Yun's willpower. A man and a woman were alone in a room, but they were still chatting and did not have the slightest intention of getting physical. Could it be that he had wronged him before? After Su Yun's sudden disappearance for the first time, Lin Shihai saw Lin Xuero lose her soul and concluded that Su Yun must have done something to his precious daughter. But now, the more he thought about it, the more he felt that he was overthinking it. No matter what, Lin Shihai was still very satisfied with his future son-in-law. He naturally heard from Wang Yi that Su Yun left the Dragon Brigade. He didn't expect this kid to be able to do so well after leaving the Dragon Brigade, the biggest entertainment giant in Huaxia, the luxurious 5-star hotel in Shenzhen. This son-in-law was really good. People who didn't have some real ability couldn't do this. The night passed quickly. Su Yun and Lin Xuero were still not asleep, but the sky was already slowly brightening. If Fu Tian hadn't called to disturb them, they would probably have continued chatting. Big brother, that grandson Song Dong has already asked his subordinate to bring the car and the residents to the car management office. I'm here too. Is it convenient for you to come now? Let's settle the transfer of the car. Fu Tian smiled and said, take this car as a gift from your brother. Su Yun didn't stand on ceremony with him. Okay, then wait for me for a while. I'll go over now. After hanging up the phone, Su Yun asked Lin Xuero to bring her ID and go to the car management office with him. Lin Xuero didn't understand what was going on and was brought to the car management office by Su Yun. Su Yun directly handed Lin Xuero's ID to Fu Tian. Fu Tian immediately asked Huang Xiaohan to take these things to his uncle to settle the matter. In a few minutes, this flamboyant orange Lamborghini became Lin Xuero's. Yesterday you said that you liked this car, then I'll give it to you. Su Yun smiled slightly. Yes, sister-in-law, I won this car from Song Dong's grandson. You can drive it for fun without worry. Fu Tian was very sensible and tried to flatter Su Qianxi. Huang Xiaohan suddenly saw Lin Xuero's red BMW Z4. He reached out and grabbed Fu Tian. Because Fu Tian had told him the story of the red BMW Z4 that suddenly appeared, his heart suddenly thumped when he saw this car. What? Fu Tian was stunned. Huang Xiaohan pointed at the red BMW Z4. Brother Tian, you told me yesterday that Chang Yaojin appeared out of nowhere. Could it be this car? Fu Tian's eyes instantly widened. Although he didn't see the license plate clearly, his sixth sense told him that it was definitely this car. It turned out that if Su Yun hadn't saved him yesterday, he would have been the one who lost. Not to mention giving Lin Xuero the Lamborghini, his Ferrari 612 would have been transferred to that bastard Song Dong today. Huang Xiaohan memorized the license plate number and quickly ran to ask his uncle for help. He wanted to confirm if this car was the one that had appeared yesterday. Brother Yun, I'm a clear-headed person. You're so loyal. If I'm not loyal enough in the future, I'll be your grandson. Fu Tian patted his chest. I won't say much about what happened yesterday. I can't thank you enough. Song Dong is his old enemy. You helped me trample on him yesterday. I'll be grateful to you for the rest of my life. Su Yun waved his hand. Okay, as long as you know. Don't be so impulsive in the future. You fell for such an obvious trap. You'll lose this car sooner or later. In the future, you'll have to fight one-on-one. You even dared to fight with others. Aren't you looking for a beating? Fu Tian scratched his head. Hee, but I have you to help me. Why would I be afraid of that bastard Song Dong? At this time, Huang Xiaohan had finished checking. He ran out and said to Fu Tian, Brother Tian, boss really helped you yesterday. That BMW was driven by boss. You don't have to check, I'm sure. Fu Tian said. Chapter 529. Su Yun's worries were not superfluous. Song Dong had already found out the license plate number of the red BMW Z4, and now he was looking for it on the streets. As for the Lamborghini, he was willing to admit defeat, but he must find the red BMW that caused them to lose. After coming out of the car management office, Fu Tian arranged to have breakfast together, and then they all left. Without waiting for Su Yun to speak, Lin Xuero took the initiative to leave. I know you must have your things to do. How about this? I'll go home and help you clean up a room. As long as you are in Yanjing, you can come to my house at any time. Then I will accept deferentially. Su Yun was not polite to Lin Xuero, because the more unscrupulous he was with Lin Xuero, the more relaxed he felt in his heart. He still liked this original feeling. But let's say first, don't try to seduce me with the school uniform, or I will really not be polite to you. Lin Xuero snorted. Don't be complacent. You bumped into me that time just because I missed my childhood. Besides, those school uniforms have long been worn. Even if I want to seduce you, I have to figure out what kind of fetish you have. I really don't know what kind of fetish you have. Black silk fetish? Lolicon? Or older sister fetish? Su Yun smiled bitterly. I have a total fetish. You'd better not challenge my bottom line. Otherwise, it will be too late to regret. If you don't want to end your teenage years so early, don't tease me. I have reminded you what I should. If you still don't pay attention, then don't blame me for being rude, humph. Lin Xuero did not fall for Su Yun's trick. She directly hooked her finger provocatively and said, Come on, then let's try it. I'll test it tonight and see if you have a bathrobe fetish. Puff. Su Yun just thought about it and wanted to have a nosebleed. Don't test it. He was definitely a bathrobe fetish. If Lin Xuero's long legs stood in front of him in a bathrobe, he would have 120% resistance. If one were to describe Lin Xuero's long legs, in Su Yun's words, it would be that her legs started to split below her navel. There were not many models with her figure. Even if the long-legged lead actor of Korea Simida's hit drama, The Long-Legged Ones, stood in front of her, he would also feel a sense of inferiority. But after thinking about it, Su Yun was really looking forward to it. As long as I don't gamble, I have nothing to be afraid of. After all, I won't be the one losing out. See you tonight. Lin Xuero waved her hand and said goodbye. She never thought that driving this car to school would blow up the school. Many people believed that a girl who was rich, beautiful, highly educated, pure, and not so cold usually could not survive in this world. Lin Xuero came out to subvert this theory. This was the first time Su Yun knew that a man driving a red sports car could attract so many heads. He really didn't know if these people suspected that he was a kept man. Yesterday, Wang Yi didn't meet him as promised. He couldn't calm down. Wang Yi was not a person who didn't keep his promises, so Su Yun was sure that something went wrong on the way. He wasn't worried about things like an urgent mission. He was just a little worried about Wang Yi's health. After all, he was an old man. Many of the injuries he suffered when he was young might not be felt before, but when he was old, there would always be repercussions. No matter the time, the people on duty were all members of the special forces under the Dragon Brigade. Su Yun could basically recognize their faces. Even if Su Yun didn't know them, with Su Yun's position in the Dragon Fury team, there would be no one who didn't know him. To Su Yun's relief, the person at the entrance of the Dragon Brigade headquarters was Lin Long, Bai Songguang. Bai Songguang, who was on duty at the entrance, was really surprised. Su Yun actually stuck his head out of a red sports car and greeted the surveillance camera at the entrance. This really scared Bai Songguang. When he saw the person on the screen, he immediately rushed out of the security room to the entrance of the headquarters. Through the small window at the side of the entrance, Bai Songguang said nervously, "Boss, why did you suddenly come back? Did you leave something behind? Tell me, I'll ask them to help me find it." I really can't let you in today. I didn't leave anything behind. I was just a little worried, so I wanted to come back and see. Is Shizuan okay? Why do I feel like something is wrong with the brigade today? Su Yun was slightly startled. If it was normal, Lin Long would have opened the door for him immediately, and not opened the small window to talk to him. Bai Songguang nodded. Shizuan is fine, but the Dragon Brigade has entered the first level of preparation. They can leave at any time. What the hell happened? Su Yun was also nervous. This kind of nervousness was innate. The first level of preparation was not a small matter. It meant that a big battle was about to happen. Why are they entering the first level of preparation? Bai Songguang wanted to say something, but he couldn't. Then he decided to go all out. Boss, this is a big secret. It would be a serious mistake for me to say it, but I feel at ease telling you. That bastard Abe San from the Japanese cabinet is stirring up trouble again. We have to go to Turtle Island in the East China Sea to prepare for battle at any time. Su Yun frowned instantly. This was definitely not a small matter. He had seen the news some time ago. International media sources reported that Mei Nation was urging Japan to return more than 300 kilograms of radioactive plutonium. Mei Nation placed this batch of plutonium in Japan during the Cold War. The Japanese cabinet's reason was that it was for research purposes. Most of it was weapons-grade plutonium. Mei Nation was worried that this batch of plutonium would fall into the hands of terrorists. In fact, Japan was now the biggest terrorist threat because they possessed this nuclear material. It was a very serious threat to the whole of Asia and even the whole world. But Japan refused to return it, claiming that it was still for research purposes. In addition, some time ago, Darong Electronics, which Su Yun had destroyed in Xinjiang, had secretly developed and excreted nuclear pollutants in Huaxia. When all these aspects were connected, it revealed the Japanese's devil heart hidden under the human skin. It turned out that Wang Yi missed the appointment because of this matter. After confirming that Wang Yi's health was fine, Su Yun was relieved. When are you guys going to set off? It was not confirmed yet. They had been in a preparation meeting since last night. Bai Songguang said, the situation seems to be serious, so I can't say when they will be done. Boss, I really can't let you in now. It's fine if the main corps isn't here. Su Yun expressed his understanding. If they provoked the main corps in this emergency situation, the consequences would be absolutely unimaginable. I understand. Su Yun nodded. After thinking for a while, he said, when you see Master, tell him that I was here. Also, tell him that I have never forgotten what he said. I know very well that the threat of war is always there. War is not far away from us. This is not an empty slogan. Tell Master that as a soldier of Huaxia, I am always ready. Always ready. Su Yun once stood under the national flag and raised his right hand to solemnly swear. So this sentence was Su Yun's oath to the national flag. It would never change. Even if he was no longer a member of the Dragon Fury team, even if he was no longer the Yen Long who led the charge, he would always be a soldier of the motherland. Yes. Bai Songguang was deeply moved. He solemnly saluted Su Yun. Why did they still worship Su Yun even after he left for a year? It was because Su Yun made them understand too much. In the eyes of everyone in the Dragon Fury team, Su Yun was their wind vane. Whatever Su Yun did, they would do. There was absolutely no mistake. Su Yun also seriously saluted Bai Songguang back. Lin Long, help me pass on to every brother in the Dragon Fury team. Fighting for the country, 10,000 deaths will not be avoided. Spilling blood for the country is the first realization of every soldier after stepping into the army. We will not sleep because of peaceful times. We are the lions of the East. We are the dragons of the East. Whoever dares to harm the interests of our country and people, we will fight them with our lives. Yes. Bai Songguang's reply was crisp and clear. His voice shook the sky. Even though Su Yun drove away from the entrance of the Dragon Brigade headquarters, his heart was still in the Dragon Brigade. He was muddle-headed the whole day. His mind was filled with thoughts of the Level 1 combat readiness. If he was still in the army, what would he be doing at this time? Would he be cleaning his guns with his brothers? He had been waiting for Wang Yi's call. He believed that as long as Lin Long passed on the message, Wang Yi would definitely call him. He wanted to participate in this battle for the country, not for himself. He was waiting. Even though he knew that the chances were slim, he still waited for Wang Yi's call. Even if Wang Yi did not agree to his idea of participating in the battle, he would at least give him a call. But after waiting for a whole day, Su Yun did not receive a call from Wang Yi. When the sun was setting and the clouds were rosy, Su Yun's phone suddenly rang. Su Yun did not even look and quickly picked up the phone. But on the other end of the phone, it was not Wang Yi's voice. It was Lin Xuero's playful voice. "What are you doing? Are you not done with your work? I'm waiting at home to play bathing suit seduction with you." "Humph, what's wrong? Are you scared? Coward. It's you, Xuero." Su Yun did not hide his disappointment at all. "Su Yun, even if you don't want to pick up my call, you don't have to be so obvious. Why do you sound like you've fallen out of love? I didn't dump you. You don't have to go that far, right?" Lin Xuero said. "Where are you? I'll go find you. Why are you so emotional? Who bullied you?" Su Yun put away his chaotic thoughts. It seemed that this matter was not as simple as he thought. Wang Yi had not contacted him yet. Su Yun knew that waiting like this was not a solution. "I'll go find you immediately." "Oh right, is your dad home?" "You don't dare to come when my dad is home?" He did not mind. In fact, he was looking forward to it. Lin Xuero said with disdain, "Don't worry. He's out tonight. Come quickly. And even if he's home, it's nothing. He can't wait for you to sleep in my room tonight so that he can be at ease." Chapter 530. The only way Su Yun could think of was to contact Wang Yi through Big Boss Lin. Su Yun believed that Lin Shihai would definitely have a way. After all, he was a veteran Special Forces member who invested so much money in the Dragon Brigade every year. His relationship with the Dragon Brigade wasn't something that could be explained with just a few words. Su Yun didn't notice that he was being followed when he rushed back to Lin Xuero's house. Perhaps he was too focused on the Dragon Brigade's current state of readiness. Su Yun really couldn't sit still. He wasn't a warmonger who liked war, but he would never avoid it. Su Yun knew very well that sometimes war was a means to maintain peace. If the Japanese repeatedly provoked Turtle Island in the East China Sea and Huaxia didn't give them a warning, the Japanese would misunderstand that Huaxia wasn't doing it for peace, but was a coward. Take action when needed. This saying wasn't only used when a hero saves a damsel in distress. It was applicable in many situations. No one wanted war in an era of peace because war would only bring disaster to the people. Some countries with ulterior motives even hoped that the Japanese would provoke Huaxia and cause a war. Therefore, the leaders would be more considerate when dealing with such matters. The Dragon Brigade entered a state of readiness because they were prepared for small-scale conflicts. If the Japanese dared to provoke them at this time, Huaxia's sharp blade would strike back fiercely. Let them know that Huaxia wasn't to be trifled with. If they were serious, they would die even more miserably. Su Yun finally returned to Lin Xuero's house with complicated feelings. Lin Shihai wasn't home, and he was still a little restless. "What happened? Weren't you always afraid of my dad? Why are you looking for him today?" Lin Xuero really didn't understand what Su Yun was thinking. "Oh, are you afraid that I'm lying to you? Don't worry, once he goes out for business, he'll be home at least after 10 o'clock. If you really want to play the bathing game with me, you can rest assured that my dad won't suddenly come back halfway." Su Yun was speechless. He really didn't mean that. Lin Xuero hooked her finger provocatively. "How about it? Let's make a bet. If you can resist my temptation, then I'll be at your disposal. I'll agree to anything you want unconditionally." "Has your dad always been in contact with the Dragon Brigade?" Su Yun suddenly thought of a problem. Since Lin Shihai was so close with the Dragon Brigade, He must have a close relationship with the Dragon Brigade too. If he was only close with Wang Yi, then he probably wouldn't have had the ability to borrow Su Yun from the Dragon Brigade to protect his daughter. Of course. Lin Xuero said, my dad's relationship with the Dragon Brigade must be solid. Hey, wait, we were talking about the bet. Why did you change the topic to my dad? Su Yun smiled. Okay, let's make a bet. If you lose, you have to agree to anything I ask of you. No matter how difficult it is, you have to do it for me. Okay. If you lose, then you'll have to agree to all my requests as well. Lin Xuero said, even if I ask you to marry me tomorrow, you can't hesitate to agree. Su Yun nodded. Okay, you set the rules. Lin Xuero counted with her fingers and said, when I change into my bathrobe, the timer will officially start. The time limit is 1 hour. If I can make you lose control and kiss me on your own initiative within this hour, then I win. If you can still be as calm as Liu Xiaohui within an hour, then you win. Do you dare? That's not a problem. Su Yun said, but let me say this first. You have to wear the bathrobe. If you take off the bathrobe, it's a violation of the rules. If you break the rules, it's my win. If you take it off, it's a violation of the rules, it's my win. Lin Xuero suddenly gave Su Yun a soft and charming look, electrifying him and making him feel numb all over. Su Yun really regretted it. He didn't know if he made the right bet or not. But now there was no turning back. If he didn't even have this little bit of self-control, then he would really be in trouble. In the past, Su Yun's extreme young boy technique had not dissipated. Perhaps in terms of self-control, he was different from ordinary people. But now Su Yun didn't have the extreme young boy technique's internal force to protect his body, and he could already vaguely think of the subtle feeling when Yu Meiren slept with him that night. At this time, Su Yun was especially curious. Although he did what he should do, he didn't know what it felt like. This kind of curiosity was a huge challenge for Su Yun. So when Lin Xuero went back to the room to change clothes, Su Yun was a little regretful. He was really afraid that he couldn't control himself. If he collapsed, he would have no chips to ask Lin Shihai to help him. This bet was not only related to what Su Yun had to do if he lost, but also related to something bigger. So he had to win. He had to win. How could he win? When Lin Xuero stood in front of Su Yun with the timer, Su Yun almost collapsed. How could he win? Was this still a bathrobe? Weren't bathrobes all white towel coats? Such a flirtatious dress was simply a sexy bathrobe. Although it wasn't considered a bare chest, it was still a half-transparent lace. Coupled with the mesmerizing violet color, it was obviously premeditated by Lin Xuero, wasn't it? How could this work? Su Yun really wanted to vomit blood. Should I be the one to choose this bathrobe? The one you chose is, too. Can't afford to lose? Lin Xuero was aiming to defeat Su Yun. Su Yun was already very surprised to see that her sexy bathrobe could still hold up. Lin Xuero had always been very confident in her charm. Since elementary school, she had always been surrounded by all kinds of boys. Unfortunately, none of those boys could move Lin Xuero like Su Yun. Su Yun gritted his teeth. There's no such thing as a sore loser in my dictionary. A bet is a bet. Winning or losing is made of iron. Lin Xuero smiled slightly and slowly approached Su Yun. Her eyes were charming as she said softly, I like men like you who are true to their words. The closer Lin Xuero walked, the clearer Su Yun could see. When Lin Xuero was only a dozen centimeters away from Su Yun didn't dare to look directly at her. Lin Xuero was really willing to go all out. There was nothing under her bathrobe. This wasn't what Su Yun had guessed. If it wasn't for the vacuum, how could the bump on her chest be so obvious? The silk bathrobe was already thin enough. Coupled with the vacuum, the bump was even more obvious. Even if Su Yun was a player with high self-control, he really couldn't bear Lin Xuero's big move as soon as she came up. Su Yun took a deep breath and closed his eyes directly. If he continued to watch, even if Su Yun could hold it in, his brother, Su Yun, would definitely not be able to hold it in. This was too much, wasn't it? Su Yun really regretted it. He should have thought that since his opponent was Lin Xuero, she could do anything. Lin Xuero was the type to pursue Su Yun relentlessly from the beginning. For a girl like Lin Xuero, when she set her mind on a boy, she would definitely do things that ordinary people couldn't understand. This was normal. Closing one's eyes was tantamount to escaping. Lin Xuero saw that Su Yun had begun to lose control, so she sat beside Su Yun proudly. The first time is a yellow card warning. If you don't open your eyes, then I will directly judge that you have lost. Su Yun glared. That's not okay? Then you can't let me stare at you, right? I don't mind. Lin Xuero said proudly as she puffed out her chest. On the mature chest that was like a mountain range, the two obvious bumps once again hit Su Yun's surging heart. This was simply a one-hit kill. If a man didn't have any self-control, even if he didn't have a nosebleed, he would pounce on her without saying a word. Regardless of what happened, he would just charge forward and do the business. He really couldn't care about anything else. After all, the person in front of Su Yun now was not an ugly woman who looked like a flower, but the first campus belle of Yenjing University who was recognized by tens of thousands of boys for n consecutive years. What kind of concept was this? The concept of 1 in 10,000. No matter who it was, if Su Yun had no reaction in his current situation, it basically meant that he was a gay, not a straight man. He either had a physiological defect or a physiological abnormality. Have you seen enough? Lin Xuero pressed on step by step. She didn't believe that she couldn't subdue Su Yun. One of the reasons why she had been so interested in Su Yun was because Su Yun had never shown any signs of being a hooligan during the time he was with her. At first, Lin Xuero suspected that Su Yun was pretending, but as time passed, she found that he was really serious. This didn't mean that Su Yun didn't have any thoughts. Whoever didn't have thoughts wasn't a man. It was just that his sense of mission at that time was too strong. For a Special Forces member, a mission was a mission. He absolutely couldn't have any personal feelings during the mission. This was the basic quality of a Special Forces member. However, it was different now. Now, Su Yun was no longer a Special Forces member. Therefore, when he faced Ruan Qingxuang, Qin Wan Tang Jiu, Chou Yun, Zhuo Meiyan, and Ling Jiling, he would have subtle psychological changes. This subtle psychological change was the same as when he faced Lin Xuero now. Ever since Su Yun lost his virginity to Yu Meiren, he could clearly feel the changes in his body. Now, he had a different feeling toward the opposite sex than before. This feeling was a strong yearning. Many people said that if you haven't eaten pork, you haven't seen a pig run. Actually, this was not right at all. Those who haven't eaten pork and have only seen a pig run definitely didn't know the taste of pork. This was something that couldn't be seen. For example, if you haven't slept with a woman and haven't seen a woman before, it was completely different. Who hasn't seen a woman before? However, only after really experiencing it, did Su Yun realize that women actually had such a tender side. This wasn't something that could be seen just by looking in the past. Chapter 531. Take Lin Xuero for example. She was the president of the student union in school and a super top student admired by thousands of people. Every year, she received a first-class scholarship and all kinds of honors. This was the first time Su Yun came into contact with Lin Xuero. With more contact, Su Yun found that Lin Xuero was not only a top student, but also had other outstanding points. For example, when they went to the billiard hall for the first time, Lin Xuero used the calculation method of physics to let Su Yun know how to move accurately and beautifully make two strokes. Another example was when they went to a bar for the first time. Lin Xuero used the knowledge of chemical reactions between substances to make a cocktail named Rolling Bomb. Su Yun drank it and felt the feeling of carbonation in his stomach. He was almost driven crazy by her. No one would have thought that Lin Xuero would become a demoness after leaving campus. It was as if she had completely changed into a different person. Su Yun didn't dare imagine that Lin Xuero would do such a seductive thing. The charm and seduction that came from her twisting body wasn't inferior to the models on the Victoria's Secret underwear runway. If you haven't seen enough, I can let you touch it and feel it. Lin Xuero's bold seduction was like a spear that suddenly attacked and pierced Su Yun's protective shield without hesitation. Soft. Su Yun was completely soft. The girl had made such a request. If he didn't do it, wouldn't he be too unmanly? Su Yun had fallen into a passive position. When his hand was picked up by Lin Xuero's delicate hand and slowly approached her chest, Su Yun only had one thought, and that was to risk it all. The feeling of holding a ball of gentleness in his hand was too overwhelming. Who would be willing to take it away unless his brain was flooded with water? Wait a minute. He must win this bet. Su Yun pulled himself back to reality at the most critical moment. If he went on like this, he would really fall into Lin Xuero's trap. You are cheating. Su Yun reluctantly moved his palm away from Lin Xuero's chest. I didn't take the initiative. I was passive. I'm just using my body to my advantage. That's not cheating. Lin Xuero said, I didn't say whether you were active or passive. No matter whether you were active or passive, it doesn't count as your loss. The bet is that you'll lose if you kiss me first. Gulp. Su Yun's Adam's apple moved and he swallowed a mouthful of saliva. Looking at Lin Xuero's posture, she had no intention of giving up and was determined to win. In Lin Xuero's heart, she had already decided on her life's destination. No matter what Su Yun was like, she could unreservedly love this man who made her learn to love with great difficulty. Lin Xuero, who had been willful all her life, had never thought that she would one day lose to a man, and this man was now standing in front of her. All her pride had turned into floating clouds in front of Su Yun. She had never thought about whether she could truly have Su Yun, but she had unreservedly used everything to follow him. Lin Xuero made up her mind. No matter what Su Yun was like, she would give herself to him today. Only in this way could she feel that she would not lose this man who could disappear at any time. When Su Yun told her that he was going to look for her father, Lin Xuero was sure that Su Yun would leave again. The bet could not tie him down. Lin Xuero had never thought that she could win this bet. She was just purely fantasizing that through this bet, she could naturally give her everything to Su Yun. No matter where Su Yun went, there would be a place for her in his heart. Without waiting for Su Yun to recover from the previous wave of attacks, Lin Xuero directly straddled Su Yun's thighs. Without hesitation, she wrapped her arms around Su Yun's neck and looked at Su Yun. She did not hide her fiery heart and fiery love at all. In fact, Lin Xuero did not have to do anything. She was originally a very charming girl. A woman was not lovely because she was beautiful, but beautiful because she was lovely. This sentence actually made a lot of sense. After all, women who were born beautiful were very rare. Most women belonged to the common face. However, not only was Lin Xuero beautiful, she was also proficient in the 4 arts. This allowed Su Yun to easily understand her extraordinary charm of being as quiet as a virgin and as agile as a fleeing rabbit. Today, Lin Xuero showed her other side besides her elegance, which made Su Yun unable to resist her innate charm. A man seducing a woman was like a mountain, while a woman seducing a man was like a paper, which could be broken easily. Lin Xuero decided to do this because she was sure of this. She wanted to win the bet. There was only one requirement, which was to let Su Yun never forget her. And the best way to let Su Yun take the initiative to kiss her was when the love between a man and a woman was out of control. At this time, Su Yun's control would be at its lowest. Lin Xuero believed that as long as she asked gently, Su Yun would kiss her lips fiercely. Lin Xuero's intimate contact did make Su Yun somewhat unable to control himself. Under the strong stimulation, Su Yun's nerves flashed through his mind. Yes, everything that Yu Meiren did to him that night, he recalled under the stimulation of Lin Xuero. Su Yun did not remember what happened that night, not because he was not awake that night. If he was not awake, he and Yu Meiren would not have ended smoothly. It was just that when Su Yun finally let go of everything, the memory of that night also disappeared along with his intention of completely losing consciousness. The memory that was once again evoked was like a picture that could not be erased. Su Yun clearly remembered everything about Yu Meiren. That kind of narrowness, that kind of special reach, that many wrinkles on the walls of the secluded path, and the first time they tried, they cut through thorns and thistles. There were several times when they gave up halfway and did not get the real fun. But once they touched the bullseye, the two suddenly produced a rhythm, contracting rapidly and violently. Yu Meiren constantly twisted her snake-like waist, making dreamy sounds and panting, tossing and turning, wriggling. At this time, Su Yun lost all control and was led into an indescribably wonderful state. Everything that followed was like a dream that went straight up to the highest heavens. At this time, Su Yun knew that Yu Meiren was the legendary weapon known as the 10 Heavenly Palaces. The wonderful memory was quickly pulled back to reality. Su Yun's violent reaction made Lin Xuero blush. She was very embarrassed. Not long after she rode on Su Yun's body, she felt a sudden attack on her without any warning. She was caught off guard and was at a loss. Lin Xuero softly moaned and directly plunged into Su Yun's arms. Su Yun was extremely embarrassed by this sudden incident, but he could not explain it now. Xuero, let's... No, I don't want to leave. Lin Xuero hugged Su Yun tightly. She knew that once Su Yun's emotions were controlled, she would lose her last chance. I can give you anything, I just want you to remember me forever. You can disappear at any time, I just want you to not forget me. Of course I won't forget you. Su Yun said, I will never forget. The first time I was troubled by a teacher in a university class, it was you who helped me out. The first time I fought with someone in the school cafeteria, it was also you who controlled my emotions so that I didn't cause a big mess. I owe you. Lin Xuero raised her hand to seal Su Yun's mouth. No, you don't owe me. It was I who couldn't control myself. I don't know if I should fall in love with you, but now that I have, then I can never go back on my words. Su Yun already did not care about the bet just now. He owed her too much. Gently kissing, Su Yun sealed Lin Xuero's words. Su Yun himself did not know whether what he did was right or not, but at least he felt that it was not wrong. I lost. Su Yun's smile made Lin Xuero unable to restrain her smile. She held Su Yun's face with both hands and said softly, There is no such thing as winning or losing between us. You lost, I also lost. I lost because I couldn't bear to let you leave, but I also couldn't bear to keep you by my side forever. I know why you are looking for my dad. Don't worry, I will definitely help you. You know? Su Yun was stunned and a little confused. Lin Xuero said lightly, I went to the company this afternoon. When I was at the door of my dad's office, I heard him talking on the phone, saying something like, Level 1 combat readiness, those bastards in Japan are really asking for it, and things like that. Su Yun quickly figured it out. In fact, it was not difficult to understand. Although Lin Shihai had left the Dragon Brigade, he was still a member of the Dragon Brigade. Level 1 combat readiness did not only mean those who were serving in the Dragon Brigade, but also those who retired from the Dragon Brigade. As long as the organization had an order for Level 1 combat readiness, they had to unconditionally obey the order to prepare for war. Even Lin Shihai was notified, so why didn't Su Yun? It was because Su Yun did not retire normally, but was fired. If the brigade did not say anything, even Wang Yi did not have the right to transfer Su Yun back. Perhaps it was because of deep love and deep hatred, but Su Yun was a taboo in front of the brigade. If anyone dared to mention it, the consequences would be unimaginable. Not to mention them, even Wang Yi was severely punished because of this matter. This made no one dare to mention the name Yen Long in front of the brigade. Could it be that they had really forgotten about him? Su Yun smiled bitterly. It seemed that he was really an abandoned child. I know, there must be some important task, or else my dad wouldn't be so serious. Lin Xuero said, I have heard a little about you, and I know that you must want to go back now. I will ask my dad to help you. Su Yun shook his head. It's better not to make things difficult for your dad. Suddenly, Lin Shihai pushed the door and came in. He said lightly, It is indeed difficult for me. However, this is also what I want to discuss with you today. Seeing her dad suddenly come in, Lin Xuero blushed instantly. She quickly turned over Su Yun's body and ran back to the room to change clothes without looking back. Lin Shihai just turned a blind eye to this, as if he did not see it. "I mentioned you to the brigade today," Lin Shihai said. Su Yun's heart thumped. He had not looked forward to it for a long time. What did he say? He did not say anything. Lin Shihai smiled slightly. "I thought he would fly into a rage like before, but I did not expect that he did not get angry with me. Maybe it was because of the phone call. Well, in short, I said that you are with me, and I hope to let you return to the team temporarily." He did not agree, nor did he disagree. "This is all I can do for you. No matter how much you ask, I can't do anything. As for Wang Yi, even if I don't fight with him, he will definitely fight for you in front of the brigade." Chapter 532. Su Yun's inner turmoil was instantly triggered by Lin Shihai. He did not expect that before he made his request, Lin Shihai would mention him to the chief first. "Aren't you worried that the chief will go crazy? Maybe he won't add me to the organization, and he might even kick you out of the team. You don't think I can really go to the battlefield, do you?" Lin Shihai laughed bitterly. "I've been crippled for 30 years. Even if I go to the battlefield now, I'll only be a burden to my brothers. Originally, when I received the notice, it was just a formality to prepare for battle. Regardless of whether it was Wang Yi or the main corps, they were all very clear about my situation. Any scout company in any military region would be several times stronger than me. The only thing I could do now was to help out my brothers in logistics and contribute more food and water. The battle, I can only rely on you guys. I can't do it anymore." Su Yun didn't understand what Lin Shihai meant. He quietly waited for Lin Shihai to continue. Lin Shihai took out a box of cigarettes from his pocket and handed one to Su Yun. Su Yun didn't stand on ceremony. He reached out to take it and lit it in his mouth. Lin Shihai also lit one and took a deep drag. "After I received the call today, I went to the headquarters." Lin Shihai said lightly, "First, I wanted to see the old bones who have been with me all these years. Second, I wanted to mention your matter to the brigade. Most people supported the proposal, but whether you will be recalled in the end depends on the brigade." What else could Su Yun say? Other than gratitude, there was only gratitude. At least these seniors gave him great support. In the eyes of the brigade, this support was more meaningful than the entire Dragon Fury team standing up to plead for mercy. These seniors had watched them grow up. When Su Yun first joined the Dragon Brigade at the age of 5, they were already protecting their country. So their trust in Su Yun was a great affirmation of Su Yun. With their support, Su Yun was even more certain that he could be summoned by the brigade. He had to wait for the brigade or Wang Yi's orders. In this moment of crisis, he only cared about the Dragon's Fury. At least for now, the Japanese have no intention of messing around, so we don't have to be too anxious. Lin Shihai said, "A few days ago there was a fire at the Japanese Devil Shrine in Dongying. The people of the Dongying cabinet suspect that someone deliberately set the fire, so they are conducting a strict investigation. Listening to their official news, they suspect that this incident has something to do with Hua Xia's patriots." 2 days later, the Japanese media reported that someone detected Killer Q in Japan. Su Yun frowned slightly. "That's impossible, right? I have some friendship with CFAIs, but he retired 2 years ago. It's hard to say if this report is true." "Does my current state count as having washed my hands of the Golden Basin for 30 years? Lin Shihai laughed and said, "But if right now I have the opportunity to burn down their Japanese Jingwa Devil Society, I won't hesitate to set fire to it. Oh, I think this report is somewhat credible. No matter what, CFAIs is a descendant of our Hua Xia's Yellow Emperor. The blood of the dragon runs in his veins. Knowing that the Japanese have been so arrogant recently, any Huaxia person would burn down the place where they worship the war criminals if they have the chance." These words were indeed reasonable. Su Yun had to admit that as long as it was a hot-blooded Chinese man or woman, when they saw a place where Class A war criminals were worshipped, they would have the urge to spit and set it on fire. If CFAIs really went to Dongying, with his temper, he would definitely find a chance to burn down the place where the Japanese worshipped those damned bastards. If this was really CFAI's doing, Lin Ge would definitely know a thing or two. But regardless of whether it was CFAI's doing or not, he helped the people of the country vent their anger. It also made the Japanese have some misgivings about Turtle Island in the East China Sea. At the very least, the Haitsuka Special Forces that the Japanese cabinet had originally arranged to land on the island were forced to stay behind to guard the Japanese shrine. The Haitsuka Special Forces were specially trained by the Japanese Self-Defense Forces. Just from the name alone, one would know that they were perverted. In Dongying, Haitsuka was also known as the Corpse Thief. It was a terrifying monster that lived in the graveyard. It would steal the corpses of people who had just died and send them to their homes to scare them. It was a ghost that liked to play pranks. Sometimes, it would only cut off a part of the corpse and send it to someone's home to scare them. That was why it was also called the Corpse Thief. A special force with such a name was definitely perverted. Dongying was also in chaos now. Lin Shihai said lightly, moreover, it is said that the Japanese cabinet sent a traditional Japanese family, the Nakamura family, to enter Huaxia in the name of electronic equipment to research some dangerous nuclear weapons. That is, the burned Darai electronics. In the end, we saw through it and arranged for a medical team to do a spot check on the pollutants discharged by Darai electronics. Just as they confirmed that there was a source of pollution in their sewage, Darai electronics was burned. Now, it is said that the Nakamura family's father and son died in a car accident on a mountain road. These are not predestined. There are so many promising young people in our country. Any one or two of them could cause a headache for the Japanese cabinet. What else could Su Yun say? He could only smile faintly. This was related to him after all. Seeing Su Yun's reaction, Lin Shihai nodded proudly. I knew I was right. The Nakamura family's Darai electronics incident is related to you. I didn't say anything. How is it related to me again? Su Yun was really impressed by Lin Shihai. His eyes were too good at reading people and things, but how could he not see through the head commander's intentions? Who exactly did not allow him to participate in this mission? Lin Shihai saw that Su Yun did not admit it, so he snorted and said disdainfully, Brother Su Yun, I have been in society for so many years, and my business is not small. If I can't even see through a person, wouldn't I be killed by a bastard? You don't have to deny it. Just now, after I told you about Shenzhong Darai Electronics, you could smile so calmly without any surprise or excitement. Obviously, this was done by you. Because when you heard that the Japanese Devil's Shrine was burned, your eyes lit up. Obviously, it was not done by you, but you wanted to do it very much. Am I right? Big Boss Lin, it's meaningless for you to say this now. Since you are so good at reading people, why can't you see what the head commander wants? Su Yun. Not to mention that I can't see through him, even if our military commander comes, I'm afraid he can't see what he is thinking. He always has a straight face, no expression at all. Lin Shihai said, since our time, his nickname was Zombie Face Monster. Now you guys still call him Zombie Face Monster. What do you think I can see from a zombie face monster? The nickname Zombie Face Monster was indeed a nickname Su Yun heard after he joined the Dragon Fury team. At that time, Lin Shihai had already retired to the second line and no longer participated in training and missions. His daily task was to come to the Dragon Brigade to take a look, and most of the time, he was running his furniture store. The first time Su Yun heard that Wan Guangxiao's nickname was Zombie Face Monster, he heard it from Lin Shihai's mouth. Later, when the head commander Wan Guangxiao heard about it, he directly ordered that Lin Shihai not be allowed to casually enter the Dragon Brigade. At that time, Lin Shihai was already officially retired, so he really shouldn't come here so often. Because of that, Lin Shihai started to pay more attention to his business, and developed the Lin family's mahogany home furnishings into a luxury item in Huaxia. Lin Shihai, whose ancestors were carpenters, also got married and had children after that. And Wan Guangxiao originally thought that the nickname would disappear from then on, but it was still passed down by Su Yun. Until now, every member of the Dragon Fury team knew the nickname Zombie Face Monster. Including Wang Yi, they all praised that the nickname was good, and it was especially suitable for Wan Guangxiao's temperament. Su Yun hadn't discussed Zombie Face Monster with his brothers in private for a long time. Now that he heard the nickname, he felt that it was really fresh. You still dare to call me that? Haha, if I didn't learn to call you Zombie Face Monster from you when I was 5 years old, I wouldn't have left the Dragon Brigade for so long without the head commander sending me a greeting. Su Yun, it's all your fault. Now that such a big thing has happened, you still didn't call me back. You really don't treat me as a member of the Dragon Brigade. It has nothing to do with me. Lin Shihai smiled. I've called him for so many years, but he really didn't send me any greetings. But as long as there's a level 1 combat readiness, I'll still be notified. Su Yun, you still don't understand. The reason you didn't get notified isn't because of the head commander or your master. It's because you caused too much trouble at that time. Su Yun's expression changed when he heard this. Can't I do anything to a scum? If that bastard didn't betray our dragon fury, none of our brothers would have died in that place. I couldn't even bring back his ashes. How can I face his family? How can I face so many brothers in my Dragon's Fury Special Forces? Even though it's been a year, I still don't regret being kicked out of the Dragon Fury team because of my irrationality. What I regret most is that I didn't take that bastard's life on the spot. Lin Shihai could understand the pain of losing a brother who had gone through life and death together, so he didn't say anything else. He just patted Su Yun on the shoulder. It's all in the past. At this time, Lin Shuero had already put on her clothes and walked out of the room. She thought about how her father saw her being so proactive just now. Which girl wouldn't be shy? Dad, next time when you come home, can you tell me in advance? You clearly said that you'll be back very late, but you suddenly appeared. Are you trying to surprise me or scare me? My heart is cold because of what you said. Lin Shihai sighed. Okay, I'll take it that I disturbed my precious daughter flirting with my future son-in-law. It's my fault. You guys continue, I'll go out and wait for a while. When you call, I'll come back. Dad, if you dare to talk nonsense again, you know the consequences. Don't blame me for calling my mom and telling her that you're eating with an unfamiliar aunt outside. Lin Shuero narrowed her eyes and gritted her teeth. Lin Shihai's face turned green. Shuero, you're talking nonsense and wrongly accusing me. Then let's see who Mom believes. Lin Shuero raised her eyebrows and provoked. Chapter 533. Su Yun had a place to stay in Yanjing, and he could get first-hand information about the Dragon Brigade anytime and anywhere, which was definitely good news for Su Yun. But Lin Shuero's BMW Z4 and the Lamborghini that Su Yun won for Fu Tian appeared in the same yard at the same time, which really shocked Song Dong's two underlings. They originally just wanted to track down where Fu Tian had taken the Lamborghini, because Fu Tian hadn't driven the car after he won it, and neither had the people around him. This made Song Dong very unhappy. He was going to find a chance to win the car back, but now the car was nowhere to be seen. How could he not think about it? Therefore, Song Dong immediately arranged two guys who usually fooled around with him to investigate this matter. These two guys were really wild, and they actually did it so quickly. They also brought Song Dong a more shocking news. The red BMW that Song Dong was investigating at the same time was parked in the same villa yard as the Lamborghini he lost. Are you sure you didn't see wrong? Is the license plate number right? Song Dong's expression was as angry as Azura's, and his heart was filled with anger. It was as if he had just eaten a lit firecracker, and a ball of gunpowder instantly exploded in his chest. I'm sure, Brother Dong, that BMW is the one you're looking for, and that Lamborghini is the one you lost. I dare to swear on my head that I didn't see wrong. The underling who reported the news said very seriously, I was afraid that I saw wrong, so I borrowed a high-end SLR camera from my friend to take a picture. That camera is very high-end, and the lens can be very close. The license plate is definitely right. Song Dong frowned. Where's the picture? Show me the camera. The underling who reported the news scratched his head. I accidentally opened the bottom cover of the camera after taking the picture. I was afraid that the film would be exposed, so I quickly returned it. I'll send it to Brother Dong tomorrow after I wash it. Film. Song Dong was stunned and raised his hand to slap the back of the guy's head. Glue your ass. Who are you fooling? Do you have a SLR camera that loads film? Do you think I'm a fool? Call your friend right now and send the picture to your email. Hurry up. Soon, the underling asked the other party to send the photo over through the Penguin chat software. Song Dong took a closer look. It was indeed the red BMW. The Lamborghini next to it was also his own beloved horse. Even if it had been transferred and the license plate changed, he could still recognize it at a glance. This was because the wheel hub of his car had been changed and modified. It was very unique. Son of a bitch. Fu Tian, that grandson, actually teamed up with others to mess with me. Humph. No wonder such a blind bastard would appear at such a crucial moment. Song Shi, who was sitting on the side, gnashed his teeth and said, Dong Ge, no wonder that kid dared to fight the four of us. It seems that he planned this beforehand. Song Bei also spat and cursed. That grandson dares to play with us like this, then we can't let him get away with it. I'm going to settle the score with him now. Song Dong suddenly raised his hand. Wait. This is definitely not what you think it is. We suddenly appeared in front of Fu Tian and said that we wanted to compete with him. Even we wanted to mess with him on the spur of the moment. How could he have arranged it beforehand? That person was definitely not deliberately arranged by Fu Tian. Do you remember who Fu Tian was talking with when we saw him that day? A man and a woman. Song Nen said. As soon as his voice fell, he suddenly realized and slapped his thigh. Dong Ge, I remember now. The red BMW was at the entrance of the bar that night. Those two people were with Fu Tian. They must have seen that Fu Tian went with us, so they came to make trouble for us. Song Dong's expression was serious. It was obvious that he still agreed with Song Nan's words. Fu Tian seemed to respect that man and woman very much. It seems that if I want to know who those two people are, I can only ask Situ Xing, Dong Ge. We are not very familiar with Brother Deshing, and when Brother Deshing dominated the circle of rich people in Yanjing, we were still playing with blocks at home. Would he care about us? Song Shi said somewhat unconfidently. Song Dong did not think so. A real man does not talk about his past achievements. Back then, he was indeed Brother Deshing, who was respected by all the rich people in the circle of rich people in Yanjing. But now times are different. Situ Xing is no longer a member of our circle. Now we call him Brother Deshing, which is giving him face. If we don't give him face, we can just ask him to pour the wine when we order. Domineering, Dong Ge is still the domineering one. Song Shi thought about it and felt that it was reasonable. His face immediately bloomed like a flower. Now in the circle of rich people in Yanjing, they were the Song brothers who were respected by everyone. Situ Xing had already passed this time. Brother, let's go now, shall we? Song Bei was also happy. It felt absolutely great to be able to show off in front of a rich senior. Situ Xing had lived a peaceful life for so many years. He did not expect that at the age of 35, there would be a few young boys who would challenge him. They only ordered 2 bottles of Royal Salute in his bar, and they dared to clamor for him to get them a glass of wine. Well, then he really wanted to see what these boys were capable of. Seeing Situ Xing get up, Iron Hammer, who was standing beside him, finally could not hold back. Brother Deshing, are you really going to pour wine for those boys? Customers were God. After all, they were the customers. Situ Xing smiled slightly. He had retired for so many years, but Iron Hammer still followed him. This really touched him. There were not many people who could still respect only one master in their life. Since Situ Xing said so, Iron Hammer did not say anything else. He just quietly followed Situ Xing. If others disrespected Situ Xing in any way, Iron Hammer would definitely be the first to take action. In Iron Hammer's world, no matter how Situ Xing declined, he was still his benefactor who helped him when he was at his most difficult time. Hey, brothers, how are you drinking? Situ Xing smiled and walked to the private room where Song Dong and the others were. He waved his hand, and Iron Hammer put a dozen bottles of beer on the table. Song Dong did not speak, he just smiled slightly. Song Shi's expression was interesting. He said in a slightly provocative tone, "Isn't this Brother De Xing? With your identity, aren't you shortening our lifespan by giving us a toast?" "Brother Shi, what you said is wrong." "What do you mean shortening lifespan?" "We are consumers, and consumers are God. The boss just poured us a glass of wine." "What's wrong with that?" Song Bei said lightly, "I don't think there's anything wrong with this." "Don't you think so, boss?" Situ Xing smiled but did not speak. Iron Hammer behind him said coldly, "Brother De Xing has given enough face. If you still don't like it, then please ask for another place. Our temple is small and can't accommodate the Song brothers." Song Nan slapped the table. "Hey, Brother De Xing is Brother De Xing. Even the dog next to you is so imposing. We brothers are here to spend money and have fun, not to be angry. Brother De Xing, aren't your subordinates a bit too much?" "My people are not sensible." "I hope you don't mind." Situ Xing smiled slightly and said, "I apologize for the wine. Everyone, have fun." Then Situ Xing wanted to turn around and leave. He did not want to waste time with these juniors. After all, this was his place. He was afraid that these guys would not dare to make trouble here. He gave them face because he did not want to get into unnecessary trouble. "Brother De Xing, you gave us a dozen bottles of beer to send us away, right?" Song Dong finally opened his mouth. "It's not too hot now. Isn't it a bit unreasonable to drink beer?" "Song Dong, you are now among the young masters in the Yanjing circle." Situ Xing still had that smile on his face. "Then you should know the rules." "No matter what, I am your senior. Don't you think it's a bit too much to talk to your senior like this? I don't have any friendship with you. If you say that you are here to make trouble for me, I don't believe it. Even if you are looking for fun, you don't dare to come to my place and make trouble. Tell me, what is it?" "I don't have time to play Tai Chi with you. Be straightforward." Song Dong did not expect Situ Xing to see through his intention at a glance. Brother De Xing is really a straightforward person. "Then I won't beat around the bush. If there's anything, I'll just say it. Last night, Fu Tian came to your place. At your entrance, he was quite close to a man and a woman. I just want to know who that man is." Situ Xing could guess who Song Dong was looking for even with his toes. Fu Tian had some connection with Su Yun at his place yesterday. As for why they were close, it was Su Yun's ability. The person you are looking for is probably someone you can't afford to offend. Situ Xing continued to smile and said, "Song Dong, I'll give you a piece of advice. If you want to live a bit more comfortably, then don't go looking for trouble. If you have any connection with Fu Tian, you can go directly to Fu Tian to solve it. But now it's not only Fu Tian who has a connection with me, there's also that man." The more Song Dong could not get an answer, the more curious he was. "The account between Fu Tian and me, I will slowly settle it with him. But that person and I have a big grudge. Because of him, my second brother almost lost his life. This account, I can't just ignore it. How can we continue to mingle in the future?" Situ Xing looked at Song Dong's aggressive eyes and had no intention of avoiding them. He said softly, "Then I'll warn you in advance. If you provoke someone you shouldn't provoke, you won't be able to mingle. If you want to continue drinking, I'll give you a 5% discount. If you don't want to drink, then get lost." At the end of his speech, the smile on Situ Xing's face was gone. Although he was doing business and had to welcome people with a smiling face, if this group of juniors wanted to ride on top of his head and behave atrociously, he was afraid it was really not their turn. Even if Situ Xing's temper was good, he could not withstand people's repeated provocation. Seeing Situ Xing's temper, the Song family brothers all stood up. Their temper was somewhat out of control. Tai Chue took a step forward and picked up a wine bottle from the table. Scowling, he said, "Who dares to move? Let me see. If I don't teach you a lesson, you won't know how many eyes Ma Wangya has, right? Unfortunately, some people did not believe in evil. Song Bei's temper flared up. His brain did not think about anything. He directly raised his hand and picked up a wine bottle. Put it down. Who are you trying to scare? You're tuning in to the Narrate and Escape YouTube channel. Don't forget to subscribe and join us on this journey to catch the most captivating stories.